Dude, I need to fucking I need to fucking change the emotes back to not Christmas. It takes so much time though. Okay, I also feel really stupid. I forgot that I could push. So you know how like the arm thing like clamps onto the desk? I kind of forgot that I can like still move it back. Anyway, I'm stupid basically is the short end of that story. Yeah, okay. So far, in regards to Arceus, what I have expected what I have seen from the leaks has led to what I have expected, which is good reviews because the gameplay actually looks fun, which I suppose that is the most important thing. But the graphics are definitely like, if they'd made the graphics better, this could probably be like, you know, an all-time great. An all-time great, potentially a best on Switch, game of year, like all of those things. It could potentially get there. But because the graphics are what they are, it will not get there. Then again, yeah, you know what? Maybe Game of the Year is not a good one to go with. Wasn't some Game of the Year thing like It Takes Two or whatever? That thing won some award. I forget what it was though. But yeah, the gameplay looks to be pretty dang cool, and like has stuff to offer. It won this year. So yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And I'm pretty sure I haven't played It Takes Two, but everyone that I've talked to that has played it thought it was really good too. Overwatch won Game of the Year? Did it really? Damn. I guess that award really just does mean nothing, huh? The Last of Us 2 winning is nuts. That is a crazy one. So, 2 video options to start with for eating today. I already did today's Wordle, so. The 2 options are, I guess 3 options. One of them, I know you linked me, so I don't really know what it is. This Max, but he's a 9-minute green screen. I don't know what this is. So could potentially do that. Like, I don't know what it is, though. The other options were Medieval Food, How Healthy Was It? Or Nintendo's Lost Game Boy add-on. That was a joke? Okay. Then I guess we won't do that one. It's a dog horsing around. Oh, okay. Let's do this then. And then we'll change stretch break to eating? Yeah. And then we will I guess since you're here, I imagine this link might have came from you. Medieval food related thing. I feel like that's a up your alley kind of link, so we'll do that one. It is a bit longer, but music done. Is it the guy or is it a different guy? The different guy or girl. Closed captions on. Zoom in proper on. Okay, that was a little loud for me. Oh, it's this guy.
Today I am a knight at home. We saw in the last episode what a knight might eat on his journeys around his demesne. Now he's at home with his household and more sophistication, and Chris is going to take us through some of the things and some of the aspects of diet that are quite surprising. So Chris, over to you.
Well, today Jason, I am your cook and your general looker-afterer. In a knightly household, a man's cook would work very closely with his physician.
Ah, so there'd be a team looking after the noble, well, the knight.
That's kind of cool.
Yes, so
I actually
you keep your
didn't.
knight fighting
I didn't really think about that. Like, a knight would have a cook and a physician. What did physicians even do back then, though? Come on. You know what I mean? Like, what did physicians even do? All they fucking did was like, okay. Are you dying? No? Alright. Nice. Like, otherwise, it's just like, okay. They'll fucking put some leeches on him or something.
Right.
Medieval medicine was all a bit strange. They had the theory
Oh,
of the
literally
four
right after.
humours, hot, cold, wet, dry.
Yes.
And absolutely everything was related in some way to one of these properties.
Ah, so food might be hot and dry.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So spices are usually considered to be hot and dry. Things like herbs and green leafy vegetables are cold and wet.
Okay.
So that makes sense. But then you get onto root vegetables, which are considered to be cold and dry because they are of the earth.
Right.
Some of it doesn't make a lot of sense, but your physician in the morning would come and see you. He might feel your head to check your temperature. He would take a specimen of your urine.
Right. Would he hold it up to the light?
He would hold it up, check it for colour, clarity, and he would also check it for taste.
Taste.
A physician, huh? Sounds like he was more of a physician. I would have had one there if I could talk. A physician. Get it? 'Cause piss. Okay. I'm just trying to. It almost sounds like it's a sick child, and your mom wakes up, feels your forehead, asks how you're doing. Except for the piss part. Then it's like, well, what? I feel like the color and clarity, you could just tell them what it should look like, and then like, boom, you never have to look at their piss again. Because I imagine mostly it's about like dehydration, right? It's like, what else are they looking for? Taste? Taste?
Taste.
Taste.
Urine.
Yes.
Somebody else's.
Yes.
Right.
Well, this is because they were, even in the Middle Ages, aware of something they called the honey disease, which is diabetes, and that makes your urine sweet. So whilst they didn't know what caused it, if you have overly sweet urine, you would be expected to abstain from sweetened foods.
Ah, so interesting. So they knew the symptoms of what we now
Yeah.
know as diabetes.
Yes.
Okay. Like, I'm picturing they drink a bunch of piss, but like it's probably just a little sip in reality. But still, I mean, I'm not versed, of course. But usually, I'm assuming like a knighthood of multiple knights. This dude wakes up, tastes everybody's piss, and it's like, you're good, you're cool, fuck you, you're bad, fuck you, you can't eat honey, you're cool, and like that's just it.
And they knew what to do to stop it happening. Quite an odd job, really. Probably quite well paid if you're going to be tasting somebody else's wee in the morning.
Oh, there are even odder jobs.
We'll do that another time.
Yes, I
Right,
think so.
okay. Now, we've got bread,
Yes.
but I can see now very clearly that that's quite different.
This is very definitely white bread.
It is, isn't it?
So it's highly refined flour, and still not made with modern wheat. So it's not bread as we understand. It's actually made with spelt flour.
Right.
Spelt is an ancient grain, it's lower in gluten.
Is it a bit less healthy for you, do you think?
When we're thinking in terms of diet generally, the medieval upper classes had by far a worse diet than those we saw earlier, living in their peasant cottage, eating their nice fresh fish, their bit
Yes.
of green,
Yes.
and their nice rye or barley bread.
And we go up into the status for spending more money, more fancy cutlery, more fancy kind of glassware and bowls, and arguably worse quality food from the health perspective.
Absolutely.
Obviously, from their perspective, it was much better food because it was more expensive, more refined, and it showed your social status as well,
Yes.
didn't it?
in a nightly household, you would probably have, at this point, your own bake oven.
Right.
And your bread would be baked regularly.
So somebody would get up early in the morning, very early in the morning, get the bread oven started, and then actually put the bread on for everybody's breakfast.
Yes,
So,
and it would be the entire household,
right.
which could be several hundred people.
That's a lot of bread.
It
isn't
is, it is. Your bread...
Several
as
hundred? What? A lot.
Night, the Lord of the Manor, would be cooked in the upper part of the oven, so it would be less likely to be burnt.
Right.
And you would have the first slice off the top, which is, of course, the upper crust, which is where that phrase comes from.
Fantastic. There you go. You see, learn something every day. It's
Oh,
always
upper
important.
crust.
What is this?
That's
Well,
what today we would call pudding.
Right.
That's pudding?
That's pears in spiced wine. It is basically Christmas in a bowl.
Right. Does smell quite Christmassy.
Yes.
So is would that have spices, and that's got
Yes.
sort of spices?
That's got
like
lots of...
Christmas
It's
spices?
I feel like they went over the refined flour thing quick, but maybe there's just not much to talk about.
got cinnamon, it's got cloves, it's got nutmeg, it's got mace, it's got all sorts of really good spices in it, and there was originally a large quantity of red wine. It also has sugar in it.
But why is a pudding on the table at the same time as we've got bread? We don't have our main course yet, or any courses
No.
of such.
In the Middle Ages, you had what were called removes. So you would have on your table, you might have soup, you would have meat, you would have fish, you would have sweet dishes, and you could help yourself to any of these things in any order.
So you'd sit down, and these would all be placed around you,
Yes.
and then you have a bit of this and a bit of that as your taste.
As your taste
Is it?
dictated.
Yeah.
So basically buffet style. Oh, peasant food that went over it. There was a video from this channel that we had started watching. I can't remember what it was, but we didn't end up finishing it because it was kind of... It was like the answer to the question was already given, and then it was now just going over lots of like other background info or something. But that's not the case here. This is interesting.
What have you got actually cooking here for us in the pot, in the pottage?
In the pottage, we have yet more pottage.
Right.
The beans.
In the is that the pottage? Pottage. Huh. Pottage is a term for thick soup or stew made by boiling vegetables, grains, and if available, meat or fish. It was a staple food for many centuries. The word pottage comes from the same Old French root as potage, which is a dish of more recent origin. But is that any different? Okay. All right.
Beans are a crossover food, so you're going to have some more beans with leeks and bacon, but you also have rabbit.
Ah, rabbit. And would I have hunted the rabbit, or would it be brought to me by somebody else?
You may well, in your downtime, have gone out and hunted a rabbit or two. You are of the status that was allowed to have rabbits.
Ah, so I'd have my own rabbits.
Yes, you'd have your own rabbit warren. Rabbits at this point weren't roaming free. They were actually carefully controlled in rabbit warrens, looked after by somebody called a warrener.
We have got a strong box made of oak.
Dude, Knights seem like they had it fucking made. Also, I don't know what a warren is. I've never heard of a rabbit warren. Just food cooked in a pot, I see. Only certain people were allowed to have rabbits, okay.
Lots of bits of metal over it to protect very precious content. So what have we got in here?
We have in here some of the most precious commodities in medieval times, particularly in medieval England. This is a spice chest.
Oh, wow.
You probably know these,
Nutmegs.
right?
These, I were told at some stage, were twice their weight in gold. Is that nonsense, or?
No, they were hugely valuable. At the period we're talking about, sort of the 14th, 15th century, 4 nutmegs would cost what a labourer would earn in a day working in the field.
Right.
So about a penny each.
Jesus.
You might know these.
Look away from your screen
Pardon
for
me.
20
I don't know why Spacebar keeps doing that. Historically, a piece of land meant for breeding game. Okay. I mean, it's not surprising that spices are... That was like a whole thing. Spice trade, going to India for spices and shit. That's not that, not that unexpected. When you put it in perspective of a whole person's day, or little nutmegs, or just like worth more than its weight in gold or something, is like kind of wild to think about. Right? I mean, that's just pretty wild. Okay, maybe you know how like everyone makes fun of white people not liking flavor and not having spices on anything. How about it was a fucking evolutionary advantage to not give a shit that we don't have to work for to get them. That's my new excuse. The spices are somewhere else. It takes too much effort. It's evolutionary advantage not to care.
Yes.
Pods, that's
So
it.
these are used in cooking. They were also used as a breath freshener
Right.
because we're talking, the days before minty fresh toothpaste.
Because there is quite a crossover between medicine and spices
Yes.
as well. Because I think cloves are quite good for teeth, aren't they?
Well-
The oil of cloves, even today, I think, is used. Is
Yes,
that right?
they're very good for toothache. I have this one, which is not cinnamon. It's a close relative of the cinnamon. It's called cassia.
Right.
And we have several peppers. These you would probably recognise as being ordinary peppercorns.
Right.
These are, if I can find a good one, there's a good one. Okay. These were the first sort of pepper that came into this country, and the Romans brought us these. It's a type of pepper, and it's long, so what do you think it might imaginatively be called?
Long pepper.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
And you use it in exactly the same way. These little chaps here, these are also a type of peppercorn.
Right.
And these are called grains of paradise.
Grains of paradise. There's a modern marketing is not a modern thing
No.
at all. So they call these grains of paradise. They probably doubled the price.
Yes.
Yes.
Because particularly with the medieval mind, paradise was associated with the Garden of Eden and with ease and luxury. So
Jerusalem was over there and the centre of the world
absolutely,
and everything.
yes.
So
One of the most exotic spices in here is this one.
is it sugar?
It is sugar.
That's sugar?
That's just raw sugar cane. You have to
Huh.
grate it
Right. So you've
or
got
grind it.
physical work to actually get the sugar off.
Yes.
And was that very valuable as well?
One of the most expensive spices in that box.
Hundreds of pounds
Yes.
worth.
Yes.
Fancy.
There's that and saffron.
So this is what somebody of high status would have as their total collection of very expensive
Yes.
and very well protected. This probably goes in the strong room with the gold.
Yes.
I would
And
think.
the keys are on the Lady of the Manor's belt at all times.
Box, because it's that expensive. This represents many, many hours of an ordinary person's work.
Yes.
Well, probably years worth
Yes.
of work.
Absolutely.
So the equivalent of many thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Probably tens of thousands of pounds, actually. You're going to go and put a judicious quantity of appropriate spices into the
Well, I
rabbit,
thought
eh?
I'd get you to do some more
Uh-oh.
work, Jason. So we're
Right.
going to grind up a few things
Yes.
because
Oh,
we
okay,
are a
cool.
knightly
They're gonna
household.
grind it.
We're not a noble household,
Right.
so we're not going to overspice our food.
Yep.
So we're going to just have a few spices with our rabbit. We'll have a few peppercorns, a little bit of mace. This one,
It's weird to hear
Looks like
her
bark.
say mace in regards to like, because mace, I just think of like, the spray, but like obviously that does have some sort of flavor in it. So
this is called galangal or ganlingale, and it's a relative of ginger.
Okay.
So we'll have a few bits of that and a couple of cloves.
And you want me to just
I
grind
just
them
want
up
you
into
to
into-
grind those just for a bit.
Depending on your status, you'd have different people doing different jobs. I presume actually doing spices would probably been a kind of more kind of. It wouldn't have been a junior job, would it?
outer rim,
No.
Ryan.
No,
Because they're so expensive.
Having anything to do with spices was a senior cook's job.
Right.
And of course, in nearly all medieval houses, all the cooks were men.
Were they?
Yeah.
How interesting.
Huh.
Certainly
I
in
didn't
great
know that.
houses, obviously in our peasant
I feel like this
houses-
guy actually knows the answer to these things. It's like, doesn't he? It's like his channel. So I would expect that he would know that. But maybe, I don't know, maybe he didn't. Maybe it's not an expected thing. I don't know if he's just playing it up for the video.
Our farmer's house, it would be the housewife doing all the cooking while the men were out doing the hard work.
Right. Would they have imported specialists and things like that?
Oh, yes.
You'd have your fancy cook from foreign parts.
They were medieval celebrity chefs.
No.
Much sought after. Bishops would poach chefs from other bishops. Kings would poach cooks from bishops. There was quite a merry-go-round.
So we think of celebrity chefs as a modern phenomenon, but it really isn't. It's been going on for hundreds, thousands of years.
I did not know that. That's actually kind of neat.
Right.
Lovely.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm going to pop these spices that Jason has so beautifully ground for me into the pot, which contains our rabbit, the dates we chopped up earlier, and some wine.
So we've obviously got quite high status, expensive glassware by the looks of it, obviously all handmade, as everything would have been.
Yes, this glassware would have been hand blown in either Italy, so even then glass was coming from Murano,
Right.
or from what we today call the Czech Republic or
Right.
Bohemia. We were very good in this country, in Britain, at stained glass, at flat glass.
Huh.
We weren't very good at blowing it.
So again, this has come a long way, like the spices, this has travelled.
It's kind of, I feel like that's weird. Is that, why would they have not been able to blow glass of their own?
And obviously glass is quite fragile, so I presume it gets more expensive too the further you go.
Absolutely, yes.
Wow.
And this is very much a status symbol.
So we've got spoon, knife.
Yes.
I don't see a fork as such.
No, we know of forks at this period, but they're not in common use. In England, they're considered to be nasty foreign French things, and we don't like the
Classic.
French.
Fuck the French.
So we don't use forks. They were actually invented in Italy in the 13th century. They took a while to come here. We might use a fork for something like a stewed fruit, or to steady a meat if it was being carved.
Is etiquette a big thing?
It's hugely important.
Right.
You would actually bring your own cutlery with you to a banquet.
Oh, you
unless
got
it was
your own.
Somebody who was
Yo, I gotta bring my favorite spoon and my favorite knife. Gotta remember, many trades still guard their thing. That's true. That's probably more likely part of it than anything else. Okay. You blue glass and RuneScape. I've never played RuneScape.
royal, and then they might have spoons specially cast for the occasion with some sort of little finial on the top.
Souvenir spoon.
Yes. You would use your knife to cut your meat or your bread. You're allowed to steady it with your left hand, but you don't put your left hand anywhere near your mouth. It's because you use your left hand for something far less savoury.
For the
as they
bathroom.
still do in many countries
in the
today.
world. Yes. So you chop your food into
Bite-sized.
gobbets.
Gobbets.
Gobbets is
Yes,
a good word.
you
You were
could
telling me earlier.
Chew it into gobbets.
Then put the knife down. Or,
You are
or-
allowed actually to use your knife to convey your food to your mouth.
So you could sort of jab it and.
Yes.
Gosh. And the spoon would be used for sort of dishes you couldn't.
Now that she points that out, I feel like I've seen that in like media before, like TVs or shows where like they would stab the meat with a knife and then like. So maybe that's what they're talking about here as well. Like maybe they actually did it the right way, but maybe not. Yeah, no, I think I'm fine with never playing RuneScape ever.
Stab with the knife.
Yes.
Right. And fingers? Could you use fingers for things?
Yes. Yeah.
But right hand only.
Right hand only, and you would have your napkin over your right shoulder so that you could wipe your fingers between bites or courses.
So you'd just, rather than on your clothes, you'd
Yes.
wipe it on that, which is, should we have a look at this?
Yes.
Sort of like a tea towel
It
almost,
is.
isn't
It's
it?
quite long, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then that goes
So that
over your right shoulder, thus.
Yes.
So you look a bit like a sommelier.
Yep.
There we go.
So I would chop things up, jab them, or grab them like this, eat, and then.
Yes,
So this is going to get mucky with juices and everything.
absolutely. So
And it is on trestle tables, though. The tables were temporary. They were put up for the occasion and then taken down, and the hall was used for something else.
yes, we think flat pack furniture is another modern invention. It's not.
So should we have a look at because the food's
I actually didn't think of that. I would not have thought. I guess it does make sense when I'm thinking about like other wooden tables and stuff that can fold and whatnot. There's no reason that they wouldn't have been able to have stuff back then. You just kind of don't think about it, I guess. He looks like a rabbi. I guess he kind of did, maybe.
So far, it's been lovely, and I'm sure
With
this
the
is going to be lovely too.
napkin thing.
As you can see, your bread this
Yes.
time is wrapped.
Right.
It has to be covered because it is yours.
Yes.
Maybe your trencher bread. There's
And then
a
she
bit
just
of
puts
rabbit.
it right on top.
There we go.
Okay.
Looks lovely.
And another bit of rabbit. There we go. There's
What is that?
a bit of bean too.
Bean.
That's more than I don't think I can eat much more than that. I can see why you'd need to use your hand to steady it. Get some spices with it. Oh, wrong hand. Yeah.
Yes.
Wrong hand. Wrong hand.
There were all sorts of other rules of etiquette that you weren't.
Kind of like you can use the left hand to steady. But it's, yeah, I guess germ theory maybe not as big of a thing yet. So as long as the actual hand that's coming to the mouth is the right one, that's why it's okay. Not folding but broken down. Yeah, I guess that's more likely too. Like instead of almost like you know how like you have like a dowel kind of like go into something and that's like the leg of a table or whatever. Like that's not that complicated. You take everything off and then you can just lift the table part and the other parts come up. Yeah. Okay.
Supposed to sit too close to the person next to you on the bench.
Right.
There were rules about obviously things that we think are bad manners these days, like picking your nose and belching. Conversation was encouraged, but it was supposed to be at a subdued level. So when you see in the Hollywood movies people getting raucous and throwing food and generally behaving badly, that's the sort of thing that would get you in a big household relegated to second sitting. And second
What is
sitting
second
when you get
sitting?
the leftovers.
Oh, you got the lefties.
Tastes like Christmas rabbit, actually. So when I'm describing it, I think I need something to drink.
I think you do.
What's this?
This is claret.
Claret.
It doesn't look like claret to
No.
me at all.
Medieval
know what claret is.
a
What is
white
claret?
spiced wine.
White spiced wine.
That's really nice as well. So similar type of spices again.
Yes.
That sort of it's echoing
Yes.
the food quite nicely.
Yeah.
But it's I have to say though, this food is kind of more refined, but almost feels less hearty in some ways. I mean, it's we talked about the peasant food earlier, and the peasant food was lovely and it sort of feels wholesome. This is starting to feel quite sophisticated. What's fascinating about this meal is that we got sweet and we've got savoury.
Do you think she's kind of upset that like the food isn't actually getting eaten and it's gonna get cold? Because like you doing the video more than actually eating it. I mean that face is kind of saying, please just eat the food I cooked. I just had to spend a bunch of time cooking it like an old school way. Eat it.
Wines, the groups of spices all go together. The pudding and the main course being served at the same time. In fact, from a taste perspective, it actually works quite well. And I suppose from a medieval health perspective, that might have been similar.
Well, this is, obviously your physician has decided that you are feeling slightly wet and cold today and that you need warming up with some hot, dry spices.
And this is starting to get a bit sugary, heavily spiced. It's a bit complicated. It's lovely. It probably takes a lot longer to prepare as well, of course, and costs a fortune. But for my taste, I would go with the peasant food. But of course, that would be a hideous faux pas if I was a knight back in medieval times.
Of course.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and use that notification
Now
button.
he is eating it with the
stabby, more food stuff
stabby technique.
next time, moving up still further into the ranks to the top echelons of society. This stuff is great. I wonder what's going to be served.
Wait, this isn't top level? Oh, I guess it's not because it's the knights, huh? During next stretch break, we can maybe watch the it's right here, the peasants one. For the level above the knights one, if you find it and put in Discord, I can put it in a PIL, so then we won't see it for like a month, but still. Yeah, okay. Let me actually just open this right now so that it's here. And then, not there, here. They were basic bitches. I'm pretty sure the peasants were the basic bitch. Oh, basic bitches of rich people. I don't know. I mean, all those spices and shit, that seemed pretty fancy. Seemed pretty fancy to me. Also, seeing everyone talk about Discord being down has been interesting because I have not. Discord has worked fine for me. So maybe it was down for like a half hour or an hour where I wasn't using it because maybe I was doing work stuff or something. Speaking of work stuff. I basically like finished a thing and got it to work and everything. And then I made the pull request for it. And fucking, I don't know. Basically, long story short, Brian wanted it done differently, make the pull request tighter, make the diff tighter and smaller. So he like did some changes slash like idea things he wanted me to like try to do different. And so I was like, okay, let me take your branch of those changes and see if it works, because he didn't have time to test it. It didn't work. It broke. It didn't work at all. So it's pretty frustrating, because like I had a thing that's working. He doesn't want to accept that. He wants it to be smaller. Then he tries to do it, and it doesn't work. And then I have to spend today trying to figure out how to fix the thing that he made work not right, but still be small. They said half the users couldn't log in. Well, that makes sense because I was already logged in. No, he wasn't the only one, but it was sort of we wanted to review it before showing it to like the big dogs because they're more busy. So, and he knew he'd probably find some stuff that he wanted to be adjusted anyway. So it was like, okay, he wants to look at it first because he knows he can probably find some small stuff or whatever that the big dogs would want changed anyway. So then when we bring it to the big dogs, there'll be less for them to have to look at, as well as less changes probably need to be made. Yeah, not all knights were equal. True. Not all knights were equal. True. I'm gonna lie, I kind of... There's like a part of me that does not want to play games. But that doesn't matter. Alright, where's the Unity link when I need it? Oh yeah, I can actually line up to get it, right? React streamer. Ugh. Wait a second, the order of games changed. I'm not eating, so hide that. That's kind of annoying. The reason that well, maybe it didn't. Maybe I was going top down. I was gonna say that the order must have changed because this game isn't in the top 6, and I usually make sure to do ones that aren't in the top 6 in this column. And this was the one we did last time, Psycholog. But now that I'm thinking about it, perhaps I was just doing like, okay, first place is here, so we skip that, then we go second place, Psycholog. That's probably what I did. Hopefully that's what happened. We'll probably end up doing this, but we gotta, you know, do a mini intro and whatever. Right. Perhaps we will end up doing, I mean, it ends up how I feel, right? But we'll at least do this game. Maybe one more. I mean, come on, that pizza one looks funny. But you know, maybe we do spend a little extra time watching some videos or something. Who knows? I'm actually gonna restart this song as part of the intro here. What is this one called? Square Town? Okay. Alright. Get the burp out of the way. There you go. Enjoy that. Okay, so back on the Unity game grind, we have our set of Game Jam winners. We just had done Psycholog, second place in the amusement category, so now we're gonna be doing Square Town, which is third place in the amusement category. It looks like our character is a square, but beyond that, I don't really know what's going on, so let's find out. Of course, the fucking look away from 20 seconds happened right as I was doing that, right? Of course. Worst timing. Okay, so it has its own sounds. Okay. So we have some ambient noise here for Square Town. Before we click the play, let's check out the introduction and operations here. It is a game that develops the city. There is no save function. Level up prices displayed at 400 when the entire city is strengthened +2, but 1000 is required. When moving, click and pressing WASD at the same time increases the speed. Keyboard, WASD, and click the keyboard. Method of operation. Okay, click on the keyboard or... Yeah, alright. Alright, let's crop this thing. It was kind of hard to see to crop because the border is a little bit funky. Ooh, yay. There we go. Okay, click to play. Square Town. Alright, I am a square. A red turns into a number 1. This is a little loud, actually. I'm gonna turn it down some. Okay. That's a little bit better for me, I think. What do we think? Is that volume okay? Oh, wait, what the? Okay, so pink times 10, red times 1. Alright. Oh, so I can either click or I can move. If I move, it cancels where I had clicked. What happens if I click the car? Oh, nothing. Okay. What about the tree? Okay, something's happening. Music is very relaxing. I'm not gonna move because I see this progress thing going. Looks like that's gonna give me one of these, maybe? I don't know what the exclamation points do, so we'll have to check that next. I got a red thing. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, that says that requires 2. That requires 10. What happens if I click a ball? Nothing. Okay, so I guess I'm just supposed to stand here and wait until I get a second one and then try that. Okay. Yeah, alright. That doesn't tell us too much. So now, when I get 2... Oh, wait, no, I'll have... Wait, how does that work? Oh, I did not mean to scroll. Red is times... Okay, yeah. So then what do I... Over here? Red is times 1. Still attempting to figure out what exactly is going on. Might be a little tough. Not too sure yet. Like, it says I have 0 yellows. I don't know. I can't seem to click this, so I'm assuming. Oh, I have to walk on this thing and then. I see. That was confused. I was confused because of the black ball that was there. Okay. Oh, now I have a little dude that gets them. Okay. Okay. Now, all right, and then we're gonna start scaling up. I got it. Okay. We're making it's because we're making Square Town. Okay, this all makes sense. Oh wait, what did I just do? Oh, I can like level up the stuff because look, this has 3 thingies on it now. Okay, what does this need before I level things up? Needs 5. Alright, let's level this one up because this dude is on it. I don't know what those 2 things do, but so it's gonna start off slow. This guy's thing's going faster, so that's good. I think that's because I leveled it up or something. Okay, alright. I want to unlock what this is, which I think is another house. And that way we get double dudes going. Then we need 10 for that one. I'm just gonna be leveling some things up. Level this up, plus this. Level that thing up. Level this thing up. I need to walk. I need to be able to walk faster. Okay, now we're moving. We're getting things going. Get 6 so that I get 10. Now I go over here. Boom. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, we gotta figure out what else is going on here. So the potential pinks are up for grabs. I'm going to get the 10th one here and go here. Cash this in. Now we gotta look around here though. So what does this guy do? What is this? Can't do that. I need pinks. That's 50 pinks, 10 pinks. We gotta find... What's this one? 400. 5. We get that. And now we got another new auto farmer thing. Stack up. Get some collections. I wish the square dude moved a little faster. Level that thing up. I don't really know how much the level ups affect things, but that's fine. This guy's too fast. Gotta let them stack up. So I guess the question is, now what? This is 400. This requires pink. No, this requires... I don't know what that requires exactly. Requires pinks, but I don't have pinks. Yeah, okay. Collect some stuff. Collect some stuff so we can cash in. Cash in. And then set grass rent. Yeah, HOA. Okay. I guess so I don't know what this means. I gotta figure out how to get pinks. I think that's one issue. I actually didn't want to level that thing up. It was just, I was trying to move down and clicking. When you click it, he seems to move faster. But if I want to level things up, I'm like trying to find out if leveling up is how you get pinks, or if I just need to get 400 whatchamacallsums. Oh, see, there's another tree there now. That's what I need to figure out. Oh. Oh, okay. I just needed 15 reds, and then that did that. Okay, so that's gonna do something. We'll find out what that does when it finishes. Oh, that converts something to pink, I think, is what that does, maybe. We'll find out when it finishes, I guess. It's almost there. Oh shit, okay. That actually just gives us a bunch of pinks. Okay, let's do that again. I see, it's a converter. So I gotta grab up a bunch of reds and then convert that into pinks. Okay. Then with the pinks, then I gotta buy the properties on the right side. Okay, okay. I at least want to do the small one that is, I think it's 10 pinks, maybe? Thing's almost done. Grab that, exchange more. And then go, is it this one? Yeah. Okay, what did that do? I don't know what that did, because I don't see any pinks anywhere, but... Oh, wait, this guy moves now. Oh! Okay, so the house that I bought that costed pinks, what they do is, it's a gathering guy, and what I assume they're gonna do is they're gonna auto-gather to put to, like, exchange for pinks. I think that's what it's gonna do. Okay. If that's true, that's pretty sweet. Oh, also, I guess sometimes it cashes out, and it cashes out to yellow? It just, whoa. Oh, okay. We're getting there. I don't really know what leveling up these always does, but I'm doing it anyway. Alright, we got a bunch more pinks. Well, maybe not a bunch, but in the process. I'm gonna wait. Alright, now I'm gonna exchange more. So the question is, when do I try to expand to the 400 yellows? I should probably still try to get the last house that requires, what is it, 60 or 50 pink? I forget exactly what the number is here. 50. Okay. That's gonna take a little bit, because there's not really a way to make that go faster. Alright. But we do want to do this as soon as it gets off cooldown. So, we're chilling. Good time to talk about whatever we want to talk about, because this is going to be a little slow, perhaps. My foot has been bothering me since a run I did on Monday, which is unfortunate. I don't know what I did. It was weird, but because I don't remember any specific thing happening, but it was just like during the run at some point, all of a sudden I just felt my foot felt not Like, it wasn't enough that, like, I had to walk or anything, but it didn't feel great. And then yesterday, which would have been a really nice day to go outside and run because it was the warmest day of the week, it ended up not. It would have been, like, I could have ran, but it probably would have been a bad idea. Sort of thing. That's why I didn't end up doing it. Oh shit, I actually need one more red. Miscounting by me. And yeah, I had been hoping when it originally happened that it was just some sort of like, oh, it's cold. It was really cold Monday, so maybe my foot felt weird because of the cold. But it definitely, definitely something was wrong, which is unfortunate. Whoa, that was kind of looking. Alright, now we got 15. We'll be over here in time. But yeah, today was also that. I would have probably... if my foot felt better, I would have ran today just because I haven't been able to run in the past, you know, whatever days since Tuesday, since Monday. But... I ended up biking today still. Stand over here. Still building up to the 50. Trying to do it as soon as I can, cooldown wise. But yeah, I even oops, I actually was not even trying to click that, but I iced my foot today. I was planning to do it. I might even do it sort of during stream, or maybe right at the end of stream again, just because it doesn't like constantly hurt. I almost forget that it hurts really more than anything, but it you know, they say you're supposed to ice, so then you get blood rushing in the area and whatnot. You keep thinking today is Thursday. Yeah, today is definitely not Thursday. Today is definitely not Thursday. Alright, get ready for this. Cash in. No, not you. Out of the way. Why does this one only have one tree? That's what I'm wondering. Why does this one have one tree, but the others have, you know, multiple trees? Gonna figure that out, I guess. I think this maybe would make it. But whatever, we'll wait. We're just trying to get the pinks anyway right now. I think this is the last one before I have the 50 pinks required. Wait here for a bit. Yeah, so I'm a little worried about the foot thing because I've been good about, like, I've had the longest streak in quite a long time without having anything that really kept me from running. Like, I'd have little things here and there that would be like, oh, let's give it a day just to be safe, but nothing that's really kept me on the sidelines. So I'm worried about this thing. Alright, what does that do? Ah, now I have 2 collectors. Wait. Oh no, I did give things there, okay. Can I, like, yoink them from these guys? No. Okay. That's interesting. I guess that means it'll collect them faster, but it does mean it's hard for me to actually get 15 of my own for pinks. just stand here. I wonder if they collect pinks. Probably not, right? Once I get 40, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Oh, that didn't make another tree. Huh. That's a little surprising. I guess I don't really need pinks anymore, right? Well, no, if I exchange pinks, that counts for more, whatchamacallsums, so. Exchanging pinks for yellows is a better rate, right? It's like 10. Yeah. So I should still always, exchange that. The other thing about not being able to run yesterday and then today, maybe tomorrow, is that since we're gonna have the big storm, that means it's gonna be like a long streak of not great days to run. Still possible. But... Alright, let's cash in these. Yeah, I don't know what these things mean, but we'll see. Just gonna keep exchanging for pinks while everything else is happening. Need 15, so I'll just wait for 15. While the auto grabbers are doing their thing. Alright, right in time with the pinks. I could translate them with that site that I used, that's true. Might just not be worth it though. I don't know. Water. Get my 15. I know, right? To just start learning. But I currently have 100 in my pocket of pinks. I think I'm gonna save up to the 400, but maybe, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. How hard can it be for it? Yeah. Alright, go up here for the pinks. It's about time. Oh, they never collect that pile? They never collect this area? I gotta grab those. Free real estate. I have another 150 in my pocket right now. That means we're at virtual 300. Over here, I guess. That means that I get these 5, I'll have 20, I'll have 200, and we'll be close to having the having what we need. Right, let's cash in. Almost there. When we get this group of pinks, we'll be able to cash. Or might just wait for the auto getters to get us to 400 that way, because I don't know, maybe I need pinks to expand new houses or whatever. Go up here because there's this pile up here that they never grab for some reason. Perfect. Grab this one. And get some pinks, exchange. Yeah, I'll wait for the little helpers to do their thing. I want to see what happens if we can, if we can expand at 400 or not. If not, maybe have to level this stuff up more or something. Oh, we're getting close. 4 away. We're away. Something I'm wondering about is if this game has an ending. I want these last two before I go over and grab the pinks. So this tree sometimes spits one way, sometimes spits the other way, so that's kind of interesting. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Okay. What do we need over here? 100. 10. That's for a level up, but we need 100 for that. Okay. Oh, this guy will start collecting from that tree now. Well, they'll check it. But we need a left house. Okay, I understand. We need house there to unlock them. Okay. I need some... I'm not going to have 15 up in time, so that's a little awkward. Not even going to bother grabbing those pinks. Oh, they can pick up pinks. Okay. They just have to walk by it. Before they didn't have a reason to walk by it, but now they can. Okay. That's kind of good, I guess. Alright, start exchanging. We need to hit 100. I have 100 right now if I cash these in, so let's do that. Make our way up top. Unlock this house on the left. Boom. Nice. This guy will start farming. I accidentally leveled something up. Oh, I guess I should level this up, yeah. Just, boom, 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 boom. There you go. That will help somewhat. It is a little awkward that I have to, like, go around these guys to try and get 15. What are these? What are these? I guess in that case I can grab these. Oh, and now they get that on their way back. Okay, I get it. Alright, so I gotta wait till I get 15. And... yeah, that wasn't 15. Oh, you son of a bitch. Give me that. Okay, exchange. Alright. Okay, grab some stuff. Calming music is nice. Very much a, I don't know what you call it, like auto farmer or whatever. This reminds me of, there was a game, so I didn't have a Facebook, but Dem did, and he played this game called Mafia Wars, I think. Basically the same ideas, you know, Farmville and all that stuff. But, he got to like some ridiculous kind of numbers of money that was getting generated every time. Alright, if I cash these pinks in, then I can get the house on the right side. So let's do that. Let's do that. And this makes me think of those types of games. Alright, so now both of those farm. Go here. Okay, this one's probably quicker, right? Yeah, and we got a pile. Oh, he got all those. Basically, I'm just trying to get back up to 15 because I just saw the pinks pop. You just don't stop. So confused at how this only has one tree, but okay, I guess. Can this get upgraded? Not yet. Let's cash it. There we go. It'd be kind of nice if the what do you call it? The when I exchanged the pinks if it didn't exchange the reds that I already had. Saving my yellow because I'm gonna upgrade the small tree groups that are up there already. Yeah, like these two guys. I want to go over here. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Cash in what I have. Pick up all of that. All these guys. Alright. Wait for 15. This could take just the whole stream, to be honest. That could be a thing that happens. Check over here. I don't know why these ones aren't easy to get 2 trees. Maybe that's just like the bottom ones are the only ones that can have 2 trees or something. I'm not sure. Needs to cash in so I can get some new trees down there. I guess also it doesn't even say that I can expand again yet. Maybe that has to do with needing to oh, maybe I might end up having to try and translate some of it. See what I need to do to go bigger. One more, then I'll head to the pinks. I actually don't. I don't want to collect the pink. Oh, I need one more red. Fuck me. Okay, somehow I didn't collect the red that was there. Try that again. There we go. I'll let them pick up the pinks. Just don't really need them myself. The upgrades on that cost a lot more, huh? What about here? Ah, there we go. So it must be the left side then. Gotta be. How's everyone doing on this Wednesday? 14. And on this side while I wait a little more for the pinks. Okay, exchange these guys. Now upgrade this thing more. Gonna want to get this row to have 2 trees for each of them. Then go for 2 trees on those last. It'll be fine. It's also just better that I let the little helpers collect the pinks so I don't have to walk all the way back down there. Requires a little bit of movement positioning wise. That's okay. Alright, one more. Thank you. Stand here anyway. Yeah, look how stuff is leveling up now. Alright, pinks. Okay, so that's 2, that's 2. Now I guess I go up here and try to level this thing up. Game. The auto pathing was just like, nope. Okay, I guess not. Well, I can I think. I'll get enough in time, maybe. Might be close, actually. Yeah, I thought this one would have been the one to make a new tree just because it said level up. But, and I feel like I remember the other one said up to make a second tree, but whatever. It's fine. We're relaxing today before the big snowstorm. Alright, so I don't know what that did, but that didn't. Oh, I need 2 more reds, actually. Me standing on it does make it go faster too. Like an extra body or whatever. So yeah, I think the plan is then to try and make this thing have another tree. There we go. There we go. Once we get this thing, actually probably go try and do the tree, second tree there first, then come back and level this tree up, I guess. Suppose that makes sense. Alright, get ready for the exchange. Like these guys while I wait. When I see a bunch of yellows get exchanged by the robot boys, then I'll go over to the left pile. Try and get a tree going. Gonna need more than that. Somebody's still here still. Kind of wild that there isn't a save function though. It's a little scary. Like, what if the game crashes? Could be spooky. Got the exchange. I didn't pick it up. Wait, is this one stuck? How's this pink here? Wait, this pink is ungettable. It like landed on top of them. Awkward. Not leveling up these. We're gonna go over here, but I want to make sure I have 15. Alright, actually that's 14 fine, because by the time I get over here, this one would be 15able. Alright, so. Boom. Tree. Now we got trees everywhere. That's good. Get ready to exchange. Over here. Start collecting my reds again. This is what the game is now, I guess. Until something else happens. Hitting that one does not seem to do anything. Maybe it makes it go faster. But I think I'm gonna hit this one so that it builds up this tree. I think that's what I should do. And then also do that for the other ones too. Actually, what I might want to do is, I think after I do get the next exchange going, I'm gonna run down to these trees and see what levels of these things they are, like +5, +4, just to see what they're on and see how that compares to these ones. So this is 5 and 7. No, I think usually I just keep it on this category, just because this isn't retro, but it's not. There's like no name for it really. So this is 7.6. That was like 9.5 or something. And then this is 7.5. Let's do this then. That requires 80. Okay. Yeah, usually during Unity I end up leaving it on just chatting, just what else is be. I'll level this up when they exchange things. Timing could be close. Perfect. I should be able to pick those up. So when the tree gets to this level, now it starts throwing it that way, I guess. Then over here, I'm gonna want to do this again as well. Okay, alright, alright. This one's decently lit. I'll throw all this away. And if I can throw it all in. Throw it all in. these guys like crazy. Get to my 15, hopefully quick, and then exchange for pinks again. Yep, pinks just came out. Try and dodge them while I exchange, and then grab some of these. What up, Elemental? Yeah, we're doing some Unity. I also just realized the top of this got not exactly perfect here. And it's kind of like an auto clicker-ish sort of situation. I don't know else how to describe it really. This. We're kind of done everything, but I also don't exactly know if that's true. So we're just kind of gonna run through and let things level up. I wonder if things get to a point where they can't be leveled up anymore. I guess the best way to do that would be to check the first one, because that one I think has the easiest like money requirements, but I do want to at least get the baby trees to a bigger level first on these two guys. I think I'll just chill here. But I hope your Wednesday's been alright. Don't I have animated emote slots now? I don't think so. Isn't that a partner only thing? Or can if affiliates can have it, then I guess so, but if it's a partner only thing, then I don't think so. Doubt they're partnered. Usually there's an easy way to figure out if it's partnered. They have a check mark. I think that's a way to know. Looking away for 20 seconds. What would I even do for an animated emote? I wouldn't use the Chip Sky one. That one's just, that's not worth it. I guess I would just need to make something. You know, like, maybe I could finish the Wario dab. So, I don't really know if that's that interesting point, but it finished already. Built-in animations to like shaking and sliding. What would you even do with sliding? I don't know if any of those would really be. Oh, well, I guess I'll have to check. I also know there's follower emotes, but again, I'm pretty sure that was a partner only thing. But maybe because I know it definitely was at one point a partner only thing. So maybe it's not anymore. Maybe it was like a you know, a beta test sort of thing, and now like gone out to everybody. That could be the case. Yeah, could be. Guess that's another thing on the list then. But follower count doesn't always necessarily have to do with partnered. Because like sometimes if you not saying this is the person in your situation, but just like a random example. If you are a pro gamer, whatever, right? and then you end up on a team like whatever, CLG, TSM, whatever. Like you don't stream, but you just play pro. A lot of the time, those teams will have things with Twitch that even though, you know, your professional player wouldn't normally be a Twitch partner because they don't have the stats and everything to meet that, they actually will just automatically get it and have the check mark. That is a thing that happens. Again, I'm not saying that's your person's situation. I'm saying that that is a thing. I guess I kind of have a lot of extras. Let me go down here. I want to see if I want to try to upgrade this one as much as possible to see what happens. So I also do need to grab some new set of 15 here, so I can exchange for pinks. Alright, go over here for the pinks. I didn't actually get to read the 101 Dalmatians thing fully, but I saw enough of it to be like, okay, I actually already just know that this is going to be really interesting. So that's why I wanted to share it. There isn't like there isn't really a good category in the Discord for me to share that kind of thing. Cause like it is random, but like random memes channel is like very much not something that's usually threads. It's very much like a clip or a picture or a quote of something that's silly. Oh, these can't level up anymore. Okay, so level 9s are the max level then. There we go. Now we know. How did this get up over here? Alright, so then let's, I guess, level up these things. Oh. A lot of abuse and... There's also that other thing I linked that in the history channel of the like really rare Ocarina of Time interview or something. I also really want to take a look at that. And that's what I mean when I talk in the sub channel about like, oh, I went through some tabs today. What that means is like I actually finally got to read the things that some of the tabs, always forever behind backlog, but got to catch up on some things that I was interested in taking a look at, etc. That whole deal. But yeah, glad you found it interesting. One thing that's been not great, I guess, this year is that, like, I had a really good streak the second half of the year, maybe even more than even of the past year, I'm saying. Like 2021, I had a pretty good streak of like one video or more per week. And since January, it has not gone well. I've done like 1.5 videos. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with that information. But it is a thing that has been happening. The one that I'm hoping I can finish tomorrow isn't even gonna be that interesting for people that like were at the stream, right? It's just gonna be the pad, when I spent like the 150 stones or whatever to do those rolls. Just gonna be that, because the ending is pretty funny with the 10 rolls or band thing. Plus, haven't really done any pad stuff in a while. I think part of it is because, like, I'll not want to do one of those longer videos because I want to, like, mess around trying to do a meme thing or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do, I guess, in that sense. I wouldn't be opposed to having someone edit the Unity videos, because those are like pretty, well, sometimes they're not actually. Sometimes the Unity videos are kind of not easy to edit. Sometimes they are, though. That guy that I had edit stuff for me before, like, he was good and everything, and he was a really nice guy, but the only thing was that he didn't really want to do longer videos, like ones where the VOD was longer. So for example, when I had him do the "Are you smarter than a fifth grader" videos, that was like a pretty big undertaking, because there was 2 videos that came from like a 4-hour VOD or something, and he was like, yeah, I don't tend to like that kind of thing. I prefer to edit something that's like, you know, 15 minutes to an hour long at most. And I'm like, I get it, because that it really does suck, but the stuff that's like half an hour or less is the stuff that's easy for me to do. So then I'm like, well, that's the kind of stuff that I can like kind of squeeze out nicely. The stuff that's longer is what's harder for me to be able to do. So that's why I would want to be able to maybe have someone else do. I guess I have 85. I gotta cash some of this out. Wait. What are these things? Hold on. What is this? Wait, I could do stuff with these guys the whole time? Hey, Vicious. Okay, alright, hold on. Something's going down. Alright, cash out some there. What does this guy do? Oh, there's more things. Oh, there's more things to do. Ah, jeez. Okay. This whole time, I could have had other stuff going down. Alright. Oh, God. Okay, that's... now I feel dumb, but okay, at least we figured it out now. I'm gonna have to check what those other ones do, too, but for now, I want to collect 30 of these and get the exchanges going. Okay, alright, alright. God damn, okay. That do be making some sense. I was like, there's no way it could have just been that, right? And the answer is yes. There was definitely more to do. Oh, and I can make more of them. Oh. Oh, everything's making more sense now. Okay. I can make more of the pink things. And they go pretty quick too, what the heck? Okay. This will expedite things quite a lot, obviously. Honestly, I should have collected those pinks, but... Edie's wood Edie's. Damn, I should not be at this tree. This tree's so slow. Alright, let's collect all these. Oh, I was one fucking short. Okay. Collect all those. Change here. Collect up here. Level up. I'm looking for some big piles of trees in B. I need to talk to this guy and see what he wants. What do you want? I didn't realize this was a thing. I don't know what he did, but he did something. Oh, I can move faster! This whole oh my god, dude. This whole time. I feel like so stupid. I didn't realize the circle dudes were dudes because... Okay, alright. Yep. Definitely made me feel dumb, but that's okay. That's okay, that happens sometimes. Because now I can collect these things faster, so that I can get both exchanges going. Okay. Beginning to understand some stuff. Alright, so that means, no, that guy's an exchange guy. Okay. That guy's an exchange guy. Collect some groups up here. That exchange going, do this. Need 20, so I can't do that. Need 400 for that. Need 15 again. So we be collecting some squirters. Okay. Now there's a third one. I don't even have enough red production really for that to be useful yet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna not expand that again. Probably want to instead level up, finish leveling up all of the tree pairs. That takes 400, okay. It is definitely annoying that, that I can't, I guess, like if I walk to the exchange thing, it'll give me, it'll throw away the reds before the pinks, and I actually want the reds more than the pinks. It'd be cool if the little helper dudes could actually exchange for pinks, but they cannot. Also kind of annoying, I have to go around to change to them. But it is what it is. What are we missing here? Probably whatever this is. I think I need to do this to then maybe expand the property more or something. That's my guess. But I actually want to actively not pick up the pinks again. So, I will be abstaining from that. Level up the last tree pairs. Then try and save for the 400. Change. Did they not pick up that one? They might not. I don't know. Damn, it's already 7? I'll exchange these while I still have don't have many reds yet. That thing. Let this guy pick those up. Definitely seems like they don't pick up these ones, which is a little unfortunate. Okay, now that we get so many extra pinks though, that does speed things up. Stay here. Get 15. Time flies when you're having fun. Stream also did start slightly later, I guess, because it was 5:30, right, instead of the 5 o'clock start. some sense, there is that. Kind of annoying that the helper dudes can't seem to pick up the two groups, but it is what it is. Grab all these, grab all these. More. Thank you. Cash these in. Cool. And we start picking up again. Sir. That. Thank you. Change to this one because it's the one that they pick up. Grab these now. Grab those now. Change. Dude, being able to move fast changed everything though. I thought I wasn't able to move faster and I was like, this sucks. This game's trash. No, it's just I'm actually stupid. Classic. Classic. Classic maneuver. Okay. Upgrade everything and then save up for 400. Save up for 400 soon. And we talk to this guy. At some point, I'll stretch break. But for now, we're still gonna do this, I guess. Grab some stuff. Looking for some 15 action. Yoink. 1, 2, 15. Boom. Guess grab all these first and exchange them. Yes, sir. Almost at 400. But gotta finish upgrading. Gotta finish upgrading. Gotta finish upgrading. Come up here. So I think that means everything's upgraded now, I think. Except maybe my speed or something like that, but most things are taken care of. Most things are taken care of. It is amusing. So it makes sense why it's third place in amusement. Really relaxing. Really relaxing too. Kind of chill. You know, nothing too crazy. I look away, you know. Ooh, I should grab this nice fat chunk here. Yeah. That stacks. Guy going. It's be interesting. I'm gonna save up for 15. Cash these in. Yoink. Oh, give me that. Perfect. 15. There we go. And we're almost there at 400 now. I think we have upgraded everything. It is a little weird that it lets you walk through the house, but I think that's more of just like it doesn't matter type of thing. I guess I'll upgrade everything. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Truly everything upgraded. Truly everything upgraded. Right? Level 9. Level 2. Oh, I didn't really want to grab those, but that's okay. And here we get 15. Cash these in, and that will definitely bring us to 400. Alright, now what? Mail post. What does that do? Okay, I can upgrade those for 1,000 each. So I guess that's like, hopefully it's not 1,000 each. Hopefully it's just I think it's just 1,000 for one. The whole section of them. We are making our town. Yeah, it's just for the whole section of them. It doesn't have the message there, but it does. Oh, it's this guy still again. Okay, I get it. I get it. I understand. That might take a little bit. That might take a little. Kind of nice that I can just walk through the houses. That way I can easily go around and check everywhere. Good. Wait for the robot guy to pick these up, then that way I'll exchange again. Oh, they're not going that. That's fine too, I guess. That's fine too, I guess. Oh, I don't have. God damn it. Give me. Seems like it's better to stand in one spot for a while others build up, and then occasionally they won't be taken by the other helpers yet, and you can get a nice chunk. That is what I will do. Like here, now there's like 5 or whatever. Back over here. Be chilling. Grab all these. Change. Grab all those. There we go. Boom. 60 piece. The something that I remember seeing earlier today. Oh, the fuck, what was it? Oh, the YouTube. I don't really know what it means, but that YouTube NFT related news from yesterday or today was a little. I didn't even read it. I don't even know what it said, but just the fact that those words were together is spooky to me. So hopefully that's not something that continues, I guess. Hopefully that's not like a real thing. Damn, we just got to 500. Change. Any groups down here? Reds, maybe. Not really. Kind of. Get another exchange in. Cash in my 10. really do not like any of the crypto shit. Like, I already thought it was bad, and then I've learned how much worse it is beyond that. It is not good. It is not good. We're almost at 1,000 though. Getting there. Getting there. I don't have 15. What am I thinking? For some reason I thought I had 15. For some reason I thought I had 15. I think when I get 1,000, no matter what happens, I'll probably stretch break after that, regardless of if we end up continuing or not. There we go, nice little. I'm gonna go around this way. You own a sliver of Bitcoin? We're about like 150 away because I got 100 in my pocket with the pinks. When did you get your sliver of Bitcoin in the first place? Alright, I think that's gonna get us to 1,000. Oh, it's very close. Very close. 2020. Okay. When it was at its highest. Alright, this will get us to 10. Not 10. To 1,000. Here we go. 1K. Oh. Oh, I won! Wait, hold on. The perfect city! The perfect city! That's cool how the camera like zooms in and out. Just check. Check everything. Everything's upgraded. Can't upgrade that anymore. Can't upgrade this anymore. That's an exchange. Can't upgrade this anymore. Can't upgrade these anymore. And cannot upgrade those anymore. We have truly reached the perfect city. Yeah, that was entertaining. It kept my attention. I wanted to get there. Makes sense to me that this was rated amusement. You did kind of want to see where it went. I wasn't sure if it was gonna like extend more and become like more houses or not. The one random car is random. That part, it makes me curious. But yeah. The 3 pink exchanges was kind of hard to keep up with. Like, it was almost impossible to always have them all full. Because there was just always, I mean, I guess if you turned off the robot guys, but I don't even think that's a thing you can do. Because otherwise they often will pick some up, and so then you're not going to be able to have a bunch. I guess there was that one time where I had like 90 reds and like 5 pinks. And so if I didn't do that exchange, then maybe. But the problem with that is that I do have to... The robot guys don't pick up these 2 piles of pinks. So I would pretty much always have to end up grabbing these. And then at some point I would have to... Because of the way the exchange works as far as... when you put the pinks in to get your yellows, I would end up having to throw away the reds first, because that's how it works. But still, yeah, I think if there was a way to guarantee, maybe that's probably by design, I guess, to make it so you can't as easily exchange, I guess. Maybe that might be by design for that reason. But anyway, I don't know why I'm still doing that. The perfect city. I agree. Let's take a look at some of the comments. Gotta zoom out here. Cube is Chewy and Cube. Perfect City is done. I just get stuck. It is interesting. The cashier was a trap. Cashier was a trap. I wonder what they mean by that. Perfect City. It was so much fun. I forgot the time. Yeah, time did fly. I will say. Time did fly while we played this game. Interesting to see the improvement of productivity and development of the town. Perfect City. I like how everyone's like, Perfect City. Perfect City and all power-ups. Waiting for the sequel to evolve further. True. I was happy if I could increase the movement speed. At the end, I noticed the facility on the left corner. Dude, that basically happened to me too. I like didn't notice the speed update until pretty late on. Or maybe more than halfway or something. Also, I didn't notice any of the upgrades until way later. So that definitely slowed me down. But well made and impressed. Degree of perfection can be achieved if it's sold as a casual game. Yeah, true. You could definitely expand it, right? Whether it's making the town bigger or just adding like more custom stuff to the city itself, or like ones that people could choose between. Able to show the essence of fun of the simulation because the game looks simple. Yeah, it was fun to play, fun to be able to play heartwarmingly. I agree. Yeah, made the perfect city. It was fun. I played to the perfect city. It was fun. Everyone wanted to get that perfect city, which I think alone does a lot. People taking the time to get all the way to the perfect city, you know, kind of shows a lot. So, Square Town was a good town in my book. I wouldn't mind visiting sometime. So, nice. That was a good one. Approved. But there is no save function. So, as soon as I close this tab, it's all over. It's all over. It's all over. Okay, so a very much needed stretch break here. It's already 7:30. Crazy. It's been 2 hours, actually. 1 hour and 59 minutes, almost. 58 minutes, almost. So definitely need a stretch break in order. I'm actually going to pee first, so that I can do the be right back screen. And then we're going to watch that medieval peasants video while stretching. And then I'll also grab an apple. So.
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you.
Okay. Hello. Wait. Hello? Hello? Okay. Alright. On the right mic now. Hopefully it's not as blown out as before, but I also didn't really get to test it much. Also, now that I'm standing. Whoa, I should not have been sitting that long. That was bad. But it's time for What Did Peasants Eat in the Medieval Times? Closed captioning on. I assume it's going to be the same pairing of people, so we'll have to see on that. But stretch break on, and
Warriors have to be at peak fitness to do their job properly, whatever the period in history we're talking about. This is a modern-day British Army 24-hour ration pack, scientifically designed to keep the fighting person fit when they're in the field.
Okay.
How does it compare to what might have been eaten by a medieval knight? We have been trudging through the mud and we've ended up at a modest inn, and we are going to have a look at what might be called peasant food. I have with me a fantastic historian called Chris, who knows all about sort of food of the period. We've got what looks quite simple sort of set of things here. Do you want to sort of go through them and explain? It looks like bread.
Absolutely, yes. Bread was actually a distinguishing
Bread
status
pog.
in the Middle Ages. And
Right.
this is a lower end bread. It's made with barley flour and with rye.
It's sort of brown coloured, which sort of in our era sort of is posh bread, isn't
Absolutely, it's entirely the opposite way
Fancy
round.
bread.
Right.
In the Middle Ages, the browner your bread, the poorer you were.
it? Right, interesting. That's rather lovely. I'd like that. And I probably paid more at the supermarket for it.
Absolutely.
But back then,
But back then, this is the food of the peasant
right.
because there's more effort that goes into producing white flour.
right,
White
I
flour
see.
is just brown flour that's been sieved and all the goodness taken out of it.
Right, okay. So bread.
Oh, is that how that works?
we have
Actually, I guess
ale,
never
we
thought
have
about that.
Fantastic. So you could drink
White
you could
flour
drink
is
booze
just-
at meals or.
Yes, most people drank beer. There is a popular misconception that nobody drank water in the Middle Ages. This is not actually true. If you had a good source of water, you would drink water.
Right, right.
If you didn't, you would drink beer, and you might start drinking beer from the age of about 5.
Is it
Holy
similar
shit,
to
age of
beer
5?
Or did it vary hugely? Presumably.
It was
from
very,
place to place?
it was very
Age of
regional. It would
5.
depend on the quality of your barley, your hops.
I also noticed you had fish there, and that looks like salmon to me. Chunky steaks of salmon.
It is indeed salmon. Yes, salmon in the Middle Ages was peasant food because it was freely available in rivers.
So yet again, a kind of reversal of what we expect. So salmon today is very expensive. Those are probably quite expensive chunks of salmon. And we have brown bread, we have booze, beer, and we've got salmon. So
Yes.
that's actually seems like quite a hearty
It's
hearty
quite,
meal.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Seems pretty nice.
And you've got some.
I mean,
really
I
good
don't like
green
fish,
ingredients
but-
Yeah,
here. What were you going to do with this?
Well, you're going to do this.
Okay.
This is your hard work for them. You're going to have to earn your supper. This is actually sorrel
Supper.
that I picked from my garden yesterday.
Right.
And you're going to grind it up.
What
with
is
some
sorrel?
salt in
I don't
there.
know what that is.
And you're going to grind it,
Yes.
and then we're going to strain it through this piece of linen cloth, and that is sorrel sauce
Sorrel
from
sauce.
an absolutely genuine medieval recipe.
Okay, never heard of that.
You had to work for your food in the medieval times. We've gone back to basic ingredients, you know, fish from the river, bread, a lot more effort gone into making the bread, and you've got me pounding vegetables from the garden.
I also have cooking away on the fire a peas pottage. Pottage is anything that's cooked in
Peas
a
pot. Oh, like
Right,
peas,
so-
like
so you're really
P-E-A-S.
describing what you're doing, like
Yes.
frying, so it's potting it.
So
And peas as in peas?
peas, garden
And
peas with some
Mixed with anything?
Ugh.
with some
That looks
stock
gross.
and some herbs. It's
Brilliant.
basically medieval mushy peas.
Right, fantastic. And you're cooking on, it's not an open fire as such, it's coals, isn't it? So
It
it's
is,
not
it's-
really flames.
No, it's charcoal. One of the things that you don't want to be doing, even if you're cooking over wood, is having a blazing fire because you haven't got the heat.
So again, when we see on film and TV, we see a roaring fire and a pot over it. It's in fact
Wrong, I'm
completely
afraid.
wrong. You
The
burn
opposite.
yourself and it's not very hot. I have to say, it seems to be cooking very efficiently, actually.
It is remarkably quick.
Yeah.
It's more like using an Aga.
Right.
So
right.
you've got your hot oven and your cooler oven, and you move things about depending on what you want to do
Right.
with them.
So
this is
arguably, those people with nice country houses with Argas are in fact
actually medieval
medieval peasants.
peasants. And they're eating their lovely
And we're eating our lovely
artisan
brown bread,
and-
artisan bread, which is peasant bread.
Yes.
So sometimes we get this impression from film and TV that peasants were sort of eating slop and mud. And of course, they had very physical lives. So they must have actually consumed a reasonable number of calories.
They probably,
And-
yeah, they're probably
and
burning good
food was
calories.
not, kind of a complete stranger to.
No, absolutely not.
This
The
status.
staples for the average peasant working in the field would have been bread, beer, and bacon.
Bread,
Bacon?
beer, and bacon.
Most people reared a pig behind their house.
Right, because
which would
pigs eat a lot of
Eat-
waste.
Yes, and the pig
I
would have
guess
been
that makes
slaughtered
sense, actually, yeah.
At the beginning of the winter, possibly.
So you didn't keep it over the winter,
No.
you just, right.
Because then you have to feed it over the winter.
Right.
You slaughter it.
So tradition basically would be in the like Christmas time or like before Christmas time, fucking kill up the pig. I guess that makes sense.
And salt it or
And
smoke
salt
it or...
smoke bits of it to make the bacon.
Right.
In
And,
most medieval peasant houses, you'd probably have a hook hanging above the fireplace, which is where you'd smoke your bacon.
That's fascinating. So they didn't waste even the smoke from
Nope.
the fire. That was used.
Absolutely, and they didn't waste anything of the pig either. They'd use the blood to make things like black puddings.
Black
they'd use
pudding?
the intestines as sausage casings, so nothing would have been wasted.
Wonderful.
Yuck.
Could you pass the plate?
which one?
Actually,
Yeah.
you should probably put it on the bread as the trencher.
Right, so that would be effectively your plate.
There you go.
That looks fantastic.
We haven't done the sauce,
What do you want me to do? Just put that in there?
so if you put it in there,
Right.
and then you'll probably need to squeeze it over some of the salmon. Not very much sorrel. I don't think it's going to make a lot of sauce.
Right, so I'll sort of... And this should
Just
go...
squeeze it.
Oh, okay.
There's actually quite a lot coming out. It's much more than I thought there would be.
Yes, me too. So this is experimental.
So it's a little
archaeology.
cloth to like use to filter.
And
Okay.
we have here our peas pottage. Mushy peas.
Ugh.
This looks... You could serve this up in a really expensive restaurant in London. Relatively quickly, we've prepared what actually looks like a superb and very, very tasty meal. We've got salmon, we've got
She's
pottage,
like-
we've got
she
bread,
looks hype.
we've got beer.
It's
A lot
like,
of
hell
people
yeah, I
think
made that.
Peasants would have eaten grey, boring food. Well, I suppose in famines they'd have eaten whatever they had.
Yes.
But broadly speaking, this is the sort of thing that you would have eaten. And quite frankly, I'm very impressed.
Kind of weird. He's like, he's got a wooden spoon, so he can't really like cut the fish.
That's delicious.
Well done.
Absolutely delicious. In fact, I'm more impressed now because it's so simple. The sorrel has worked incredibly well with the fish. The peas pottage is absolutely lovely. Obviously, a lot of this food goes into working. You're going to be working in the fields, doing a lot more physical things, shifting and carrying stuff, walking everywhere. This is very warming, quite hearty. And I imagine you could do a morning's work with this.
Well, this would actually be your midday meal. Eating in the Middle Ages,
Midday
was
meal.
you would have breakfast, which would be bread and ale. Then you would stop work in the middle of the day and have the main meal of the day, which is quite important at this time of year because by the time you come in the evening, it's dark.
Right,
And again,
right,
you'd probably
right.
have something like bread and cheese or bread and some ham. You'd have a cold meal. So you eat your main meal in the middle of the day when you can see what you're eating.
Right. And then you've got you've done half a day's work.
Yes.
Fill yourself up, fill your petrol tank filled with lovely food. Rest a little bit, then go
Yes.
back out.
Cooked
and
well,
do
it
what you're
flakes
doing.
apart
It's a
easily.
Very external.
I feel like he hasn't like used the
Well,
spoon to try and
to
eat the
say,
fish,
if
but
nothing else
maybe
about
he did.
peasant food, it's very, very tasty and very, very filling. It's absolutely delightful.
She's happy that he likes it. Nice.
While I'm finishing this absolutely lovely peasant food, don't forget to like and subscribe and use the notification button as
So,
well.
that was
And
pretty good.
follow us
I do want to have my apple. So propositions, I suppose, are to either do another, do another Unity game. Do Picross. Or, I mean, I guess we could do more videos. Or some other fourth thing. But I'm gonna grab the apple while we think about it. And I'm just gonna leave this music on. And then I'm also gonna switch headsets back.
React Andy, at least for the Apple. Okay, I suppose that could be arranged. New team for co-op that was about to beat Shurg 3, then your ult's game crashed. That is unfortunate. Excuse me. That is unfortunate. Sorry to hear that. Alright, I'm checking videos. Shipwreck's depth comparison? Maybe? That's abrupt music change, but let's just maybe. Shipwreck's depth comparison 3D. Oh, nope, never mind. This says DMCA. Rip. Inson the Congo cobalt mine that exploits children. I feel like that might have things that I like am not supposed to watch because of, you know, boss or something. I think I'll skip that. So I don't think we want to do that. You did miss the peasant video, if that's what you mean. You did miss the peasant video, if that's what you mean. Speed. Oh, actually, I want to watch this. I've been wanting to watch this. I've been saving this. Speed running from Nakey Jakey. So let's see what he's got to say about speedrun.
Since the dawn of humankind, we have had but one sick and twisted desire. I must go fast. Enter the world of speedrunning, aka completing video games at the most optimal breakneck speeds imaginable. A world filled with words like strat, exploit, RNG, frame perfect, and a little thing I like to call wearing pajamas outside of your home. Cutscenes?
That clip is a classic, by the way, that he's referencing here. It's when a guy is playing Tomba 2 at one of the earlier GDQs, 2014, 13 maybe. And, oh, I think it says it right there. And, this dude is the guy that was playing. This guy is kind of a random person, and they kept talking during the run, and were being generally annoying. And then Haven's got it too. He's got the quote ready. The guy that was running at one point that just lost it. He didn't lose it in terms of like blow up, get angry, but he like clearly was getting tired of it, and he just got to the point where he just out loud was like, I would appreciate it if you would be quiet. Just like make him stop talking.
Outside of your home. Cutscenes? Skipped. Walking normally? As if. Peanut butter chip? Chunky ass? Awkward silences? Were you gonna say something? I don't know. The year is... Just kidding, the year is 1977. Miles per hour. Key Games releases Drag Race into the arcades, a game that had players compete for...
I feel like I need to continually interrupt this video, but I also don't want to like disrespect Nakey Jakey here. But it's just like, oh, I know this thing. This is you know, this game is very famous because of Todd Rogers and the human element. Todd Rogers is a speedrunner / high score legend that I'm blanking on who it was. Omni Gamer maybe, or someone that basically a lot of people question his times in games as well as his scores in games. And because this game in particular is such a simple game, the dude took the code for it, like went to the assembly level and figured out what would happen if you press the button on any single frame. Pretty much for like the whole game, because the whole game is like 8 seconds max or something, and basically proved that there was no possible input combination for Todd Rogers to get the time he had, and proved what the fastest possible time would be. And then people started, and then the name that comes to mind is the guy that used to have the Super Mario OG speedrun record at one point. I'm blanking on his name. I can picture his face. But he him and then a number of other people after him actually performed and proved partially what whoever it was that read the code was. I feel bad for forgetting his name, but anyway.
For the best time in, you guessed it, a fucking drag race. 1980, Activision rips it off for the Atari and calls it Dragster. Whoa, wow, how'd you think of that name? And
Dragster.
Dragster is commonly cited as one of the first documented cases of competitive speedrun. 1982, this guy Todd Rogers claims he gets a 5.51 record time in Dragster and holds the Guinness Book of World Records record for like 30 years until people dissect the code of the game in 2018 and find out that it's literally impossible to get anything faster than a 5.57. Wait, what the fuck? So you're telling me he cheated and lied? But I thought people were awesome. Nope, people suck, and there's gonna be a lot more cheaters too, and also a terrible video game called The Cheetah Men and a Disney Channel movie called The Cheetah Girl. 1986, Metroid Drop.
Cheetah Man does have dope music though.
And is one of the first non-speed focused games that still incentivize speedy gamers to complete it as fast as possible by rewarding gamers, classic move, with a couple of these. Yeah, I'm a gamer. Not because I don't have a life, but because I choose to live mini. 1993, Doom drops, and Doom is the reason speed...
Yup. I already know everything in this video, I feel like, but I'm gonna let it play. I'm not gonna keep pausing to then say what he's about to say. I just know what he's probably about to say.
Running exists as we know it. Doom changed everything. Because not only does Doom have guns and ghouls and goblins and little gerbils with machine guns and an in-game timer, but Doom also has a built-in replay function where you could save demo files of your gameplay called lumps, aka .lmps, to watch later in-game. Basically think like Halo 3 theater mode, but like 14 years before that, which is completely crazy. Fraud. And speedrunners could share those little mountain lump
Shoutouts to Carmack.
files online as proof that they're not cheaters and that people are awesome. Yes! Yes, I fucking knew it! I knew they were awesome! Jesus Christ, dude. Doom is responsible for so many things. First-person shooters, deathmatch multiplayer, speedrunning, Fightful Goes West, An American Tail, Flushed Away, Ratatouille. 1994, Super Metroid drops, and this game is practically on its hands and knees begging you, please, somebody speedrun me for the love of God! Oh, suck your... Containing a more open structure, advanced movement techniques like wall jumping, an in-game timer, some more of these, because I'm a gamer. Not because I don't have a wife, but because I've never smelled one. 1996, Doom gives birth to a massive, chunky baby named Quake, and the speedrunning community that began with Doom just continues to blossom and grow with her grotesque, massive 3D polygonal son. 1997, Nolan Radix creates Nightmare Speed Demos, a site dedicated to speed demos of Quake, but only on the Nightmare difficulty, hence the name Nightmare Speed Demos. In case that was difficult to understand, here's a graph I made. Later...
That graph didn't do anything, but he is correct. Speedrun, the original speedrun site was specifically for those games.
In 1997, Nolan Radix and fellow speedrunners put together Quake Done Quick, a compilation of the fastest records for each level in Quake played on the Nightmare difficulty, but stitched together as if a person was playing through the whole game in one go while freebasing NOS. Quake Done Quick gets shared around different corners of the
Is this video sponsored by NOS?
internet and even some PC gaming magazines, and is a lot of gamers' first exposure to the ever-growing world of not wearing a lot of deodorant. But some other gamers in the Quake community, also known as Quakers, didn't want to run on Nightmare mode and instead
That was pretty good.
wanted to run on easy mode and just focus on going as fast as possible. So these Quakers made their own websites. 1998, Radix merges his freaking Nightmare site with a growing easy mode site, and bada boom, bada bing, Dobby and Gollum have entered the ring. Speed Demos Archive is born, which
Yep.
quickly becomes the sole hub for watching gamers go absolutely crazy on Quake. Essentially, much like Doom, Quake is really important and is super responsible for not only the growth of online speedrunning communities, but also 3D FPS games like Half-Life, online multiplayer in esports, community mods, Stuart Little, Rat Race. 2003, anonymous speedrunner under the nickname...
Do you think he chose Rat Race and Stuart Little on purpose because they both involve like mouse rodent creatures? Saying.
Morimoto uploads an impeccably perfect and speedy playthrough of Super Mario Bros. 3 to the internet, and a lot of people are like, whoa, Willikers, this is fucking crazy, I'm peeing my pants. And while this video would introduce a lot of people to the concept of speedrunning, surprise bitch, think again, because you just got tasked.
Oh, he's gonna explain tasks now, huh? Yeah. That would make sense. that people got baited.
TAS, or Tool Assisted Speedrun, basically means that you play through the game using an emulator, and by using save states and other wizardry, you make it appear as if you are the Michael Jordan of Mario, when in reality, you're not even really the Michael Wazicki. Which is cool for seeing what's potentially possible in a game for actual speedrunners, but also adds a lot of fuel to the ongoing war between loser, cheater, bags of dog shit, and people who are actually awesome and do
Okay, this video has to be sponsored by NOS, right? Like, what is going on?
NOS on top of cars. Also in 2003, Radix uploads his own personal speedrun of Metroid Prime to Speed Demo's archive.
Ooh,
And after
Metroid
he gets a lot
Prime?
of traffic and attention, he says, you know what, screw it, and opens up Speed Demo's archive to speedruns of all sorts of games, not just Doom
The was pretty decent too.
or Quake, like Ocarina of Time and GoldenEye 007 and Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario 64 and My Dad's a Dentist 64. I've wanted that game to come out for 100 years. And there's even different categories of speedruns, like any percent runs, which basically means just getting to the end credits as quickly as possible by any means necessary, even if it means using glitches and exploits to just teleport to the end of the game in under like 20 minutes, or 100% runs, which means completing everything in the game to 100%.
Damn, is that Runner guy? No, it's Glitchymon. Okay, I was like, what? He looks different.
Completion, which I'm sure you pieced together when I said 100%. In case that wasn't clear, here's a graph, here's another graph. You know, 4 hours might not be the first thing that comes to mind when I say the word speedrun, but when beating Ocarina of Time usually takes you like 3 years, suddenly 4 hours feels like you're right on the raceway at Talladega. Ow! Okay, so the year is 2007. Everyone's trying to get a Wii. Everyone's confused by the iPhone. Barack, he's given the Oval Office the stinky eye. And meanwhile on the internet, live streaming is slowly starting to rear its streamy head with sites like Ustream.
Ustream, baby. Hell yeah. Ustream was my first introduction to Evo, baby. Shout out to the FF8 speedrun. It's like 8 hours, yeah.
Later give us Twitch TV in 2011, I don't know, maybe you've heard of it, and speedrunners are definitely taking notice. 2010, a group of speedrunners from the website speeddemoarchives.com, remember that website from earlier? Well, they decided to take a hint from the speed gamers and hold a speedrunning charity marathon event of their own, and they called it Classic Games Done Quick, a reference to that Quake compilation video from earlier, Quake Done Quick. Oh my god, it's like everything's connected.
Oh my god, everything's connected.
I love at the end. Starting in 2011, Awesome Games Done Quick, or AGDQ, and its companion summer event, Summer Games Done Quick, or SGDQ, have been held every year since. And if you've heard of speedrunning before clicking on this obnoxious and terrible video, GDQ is probably a big reason for that. Streamed live on Twitch for a week.
Main account before Justin. Yeah, same. I was definitely on Ustream before Justin, but I had Justin too eventually. I forget which Evo it was that was on Ustream, but I don't know if it was like 2009, 2008, 2010, but one of them.
Straight. GDQ is non-stop, 24/7 speedrunning madness. I mean, if you want to see gamers go absolutely sacrilegious on some freaky, demented shit, look no further. Want to see your favorite game that took you like 7 centuries to beat get farted on by a pro gamer in like 30 minutes while simultaneously explaining to you how and why? Like, okay, so basically right here, I'm going to use the item swap glitch.
He hasn't even actually said anything yet. I already just love the way that he's saying it, and the fact that he like put himself in here. So a little weird that he's facing to the right, but like, I don't know, that already just made me laugh. Made an account there for Justin 09 and 010. Yeah, so I think it was 09 then. Maybe, I mean, it's both probably, but yeah.
Talked about earlier, to frame perfect teleport Cranky Kong into the final dance scene.
Cranky
Cranky Kong is in the final dance scenario. He's okay, he pulled out the shovel. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, he bonked the last boss on the head. That's time. All of your girlfriends are now pregnant. And check your Bank of America account because it should be drained. In 2014, AGDQ raised over $1 million
for the first time.
Cancer Foundation.
I think that was the first time, and it happened in 2014 or whatever. Yeah. I think, yeah. I'm bad with memory-wise, so I'm trying to think about when it felt like there was a big shift in AGDQ. I don't know if that's what he's going to talk about here, or if he's going to ignore that or not, and just talk about speedrunning in general, but be interesting. I definitely knew about speedrunning before GDQs, though, I think. I'm pretty sure. Because I don't know what besides like the obvious like you know, Quake and Doom stuff. Things that come to mind are definitely as far as streaming goes, Cosmo, aka Narcissa, I think now, and Siglemic, when like they were some of the largest streamers on Twitch. Siglemic before Cosmo, but
doubling that in 2017 and tripling that in 2020. A $3 million fart on cancer, all because humans are sick, twisted, and goddamn it, beautiful psychos that just want to go fast. And yeah, sometimes that might involve being extremely awkward, but it also involves one very important word. Passion. While GDQ grew bigger and bigger every year since the birth of Twitch, more and more viewers,
maybe he's going to talk about it.
Speedrunning streamers grew along with it. And even if some people will cheat and lie,
dude, that video is so famously bad, so famously fake and bad.
even if some people will cheat and lie and do whatever it takes to get some world record in some random game, a lot of other people actually are amazing. The borderline computer Android
dude, I think this is Liam
of inhuman
I hope I'm getting his name right, but he's fucking dope.
To pull some of this shit off is nothing short of astounding. It is fucking poetry moving at 60 frames per second, and maybe also sometimes 9 frames per second if it's GoldenEye. Speedrunning, in a lot of ways, reminds me of skateboarding. And not just because I'm dog shit at both of them. It's because both hobbies require that you fail at the same thing over and over and over and over again before you can even get a tiny bit close to achieving your goal. Both hobbies require intense mindfulness and focus and control over what your body is physically capable of doing. Both hobbies have a strong sense of community where you can feel that your peers just want you to succeed and push yourself and break new ground. And they both make people act like tiny little babies and have little pissy fits.
Also true. Also very true. All of that is accurate.
Neither a professional gamer that works at GameStop or a professional skateboarder that works at GameStop. I greatly admire
okay, that was good. That was good.
Those that are employed by their local GameStop, because it is an absolute gift to be able to witness what they are capable of achieving while freebasing NOS. The current state of speedrunning fucking rules, at least coming from an avid fan and dumbass viewer. Because nowadays, there seems to be a speedrunning community for any game imaginable. Speedrunning has become so commonplace that even IGN is getting in on the action with their Devs React to Speedrun series.
This is a pretty good series. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen a couple of them. Couple of videos, but it's a really good series.
Which is the best idea they've had since the 9 out of 10 review score. Whether it's a AAA game, indie game, Game Boy game, Flash game, Wikipedia page, people are probably speedrunning it. And if you've ever played a video game, you should definitely check out a speedrun, because going fast is pretty ass. Crazy.
He should have said badass.
That's all I got. If you want more speedrunning content in your life, shout out Summoning Salt, shout out Carl Jost.
Gotta love Summoning Salt.
Shout out running really fast at a door in real life. Now please stay tuned for a word from today's sponsor.
Just kidding, it's me. I'm today's sponsor. If you're watching this video, then that means my album comes out very soon.
He's dressed fancy.
I worked very hard on those songs. Some of them have even been in the oven since before I had a YouTube channel, and I really hope you like them. That being said, if they're not good, bully me. And if they are good, bully me too, because I'm just a sick little bitch like that. Anyways, per usual, thanks.
He has an album coming out, huh?
Shit about me. Appreciate you watching this video, checking me out. Don't laugh. Also, everyone would say thanks to my girlfriend Claire for letting me record this video in her apartment. Thanks, Claire.
Yay, Claire.
What'd you say? You were the speediest. You were Sonic the whole time. Hi for my pizza.
What? What does that mean? Oh, that's his girlfriend. Oh, that's cool.
Oh my god, it's so great. Oh my god, someone's.
Why? That's how did? Okay. I wonder why he's recording in his girlfriend's apartment or whatever, instead of wherever he used to. With those clothes on. I mean, the clothes might have been part of a different layer of joke. Who knows? I doubt that's how he normally is dressed. I mean, he's like never dressed like that in any other video, basically, I think. But anyway, no, I don't want to. We don't want to do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that was. There wasn't really, much for me to see as a new thing, but I do still appreciate that he went into the detail that he did, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new eyes that aren't really familiar with speedrunning that just learned a whole lot of cool history from him. So that was awesome. Oh, my neck. Show. Hold on, I'm briefly scanning over some stuff here. So we got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Okay. I was just counting the games, Unity games, category-wise that aren't in the top 6. There's actually not many. There's a lot that have already taken up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. So yeah, the question is, I don't really want to start this next Unity game. I have a feeling it might take a while. It's already 8 o'clock somehow. So could do Picross, could do, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Showdown, I guess. Could do some other third thing, but I have to pee, so I'm gonna pee. Marvel, baby. Wanna take you for a ride. Yeah, it is repetitive. It's also pretty long. Is this like 3 minutes? I skipped like a minute and a half of it. So yeah. Showdown, Picross. Probably those are the main 2 options here I'm thinking of, just because, oops, I did not want to click that. Don't really want to set up CSD. Don't want to start the next Unity game. So now that I'm mentioning that, I do want to make sure I copy the URL of the one we just played, so I can have that URL for future reference. I already did today's Wordle, so I don't have to do that, obviously. And move this over here, move this over here. I, for some reason, actually kind of have a hankering to do a little showdown. Are we okay with that? Showdown. Oh, you want Picross? Okay, I'm down. I'll do Picross too. I'll do Picross instead. My laptop is freezing for some reason. I was going to be changing the category, but now it's frozen. It's kind of funny that you said Picross, Because usually you always want showdown. Yeah, alright, showdown then. Showdown, hoedown, baby. I mean, Picross, Licross. I don't. Sorry, my brain got all sorts of mixed up there. Alright, change category, change title. Yeah, that's true. We did do Showdown a while ago, but we also did Picross more recently than Showdown. Because we did a little bit of Showdown, I think, on... not Showdown. Picross on... was it Sunday? Someday. Oh, I gotta mute that. Okay, so... we have a couple of options, because... if you recall, we were doing this puzzle, and then I try to guess. I try to guess where I guessed that these 5 ones meant 5 down here, and then I like followed that chain a long way, and then turned out that that was an incorrect guess, and then nothing else was right. So, yeah, this is where we're left, which is. I guess I can start recounting things, but from what we recall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 was that I was at a guessing position, which is not exactly where you want to be. 1, 2, 3, 4 space 1, 2, 3. Oh, space 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that math works. 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3. So that's all correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. That can be 11 there, but this we don't know. 5 could go either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 space 1, 2 space 1, 2, 3, 4 space 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3, 4 space 1, 2 space 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that guarantee that? Hold on. 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 space 1, 2 space 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, that actually does guarantee that. I don't know if that's gonna help or not later, but that is pretty sure that's a guarantee. This song's a little bit intense for the puzzle game, but that's okay, I guess, as well. I think here there was like too many variables. 1, 2 space 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space 1 space 1, 2 space 1 space 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what it was. It was 1 off of being able to guarantee that that's a 3, but we can't. Let's see. So if I think 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space 1, 2. Well, space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space 1, 2, 3, 4 space 1, or 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that works. Which then, if that's true, then that means that has to be part of a 3, and this has to be part of a 3. So that means 1 space 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that this is a 1 or a 2. But this is that actually is progress that I had not found before. Hopefully my math was right there too, but Killer Instinct, I think you're right. Huh? Yeah. You were right. You were right. That is Killer Instinct. That is Killer Instinct. 1, 2, 3, 4 space 1 space 1, 2. Yeah, so we can't guarantee that this is. Yeah, so more non-guarantees, but I guess technically it is at least a dot in the matrix. So 1, 2 space 1, 2 space 1, 2, 3 space 1 space 1 space 1 space 1. So 1, 2 space 1 space 2 space 3 1, 2, 3 So this dot is not from the horizontal, it's from the vertical. Okay. I think this is now where it actually becomes impossible to get anything guaranteed, right? Because this could be 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But if this is the 1, then that means the 11 goes over here, but we don't know that. So this could either be this part where we guess or not. But I have a feeling that these are 1s, just because like all of these end in 1s. So it feels like it would make sense that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Feels like these are probably all 1s, just because it would kind of meet with the 11 being vertical. But I don't know if that helps too much, but I am going to put it in the second slot, because this is technically a guess. But this will give us some stuff, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 becomes a guarantee now. Which means not much, because this could be 6 this way. And then this would be part of the 2, I guess. 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3, 4 space 1, 2. Or 1, 2 or something. I guess, yeah, okay. Yeah, it doesn't quite guarantee anything. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't, because it's either blank here or it's blank here. Like, it could be here and then bonk, or it could be here and then bonk. But that is something to keep in mind, I guess. Okay. But again, I think that means I then will just have to do another guess to move forward from this position. So it's a matter of which thing do I think is more likely. Like, if I guess that this is here, I could do that. I don't know if I trust the 5. But the thing is, doing these as all 1s as part of the guess, but not doing the 5 doesn't really tell us much. So I don't think it's probably worth it. Like, I either have to commit and go all the way down to the bottom, or like just not bother doing it. So yeah. This is kind of where we're at. This is about, I think this is about where we were at last time, where it was like, I have to make a guess of some kind, but I have no idea where. Well, okay, here's an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but this ends with 6 and this ends with 6. They could be lined up together. I don't know how useful that is information-wise. I guess, actually, this means... Hold on. Before even having to guess, this can't connect completely, because that would be 7. So, that does mean... So, even though I don't know if it's this or this, I do know at most it's space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that does technically give me that, which means 2 can't be down here, because, you know, the 2 there. So that does give me something. But again, this is still off of that guess, so I'm not putting it in this slot. I put it in this slot. But still, less guesses the better. The only not good thing about this is that I can't guarantee 1, 2 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? If this was here, then that would mean this has to be the 2 in the vertical. But since it's not, that means that I can still fit 2 and then a space and then the 6. So, nice that we figured this out. Not nice that it didn't give us this part. So yeah. It does become more tempting to guess that these line up, but again, that doesn't really give me anything, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it doesn't even really give me anything, I don't think. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. If we knew there was another dot down here, we'd be able to get stuff off of this 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, space 1, space 1, 2, 3, 4. But it could also be 1, 2, 3, 4, space 1, space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Actually, that might actually tell me something. I have to look at that again, actually. I'm thinking about that 1 that's between the 4 and the 5 and what it would affect vertically. Because maybe if I look at like that cross section, maybe I would get information there. Something I want to look at. But I would need to do my look away. Okay, so I was thinking 4 space 1, which would be here, or it's, you know, 5 space 1, right? Okay, I guess that doesn't. Space 1 space 4 space 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I guess it could be 4 space space 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was trying to think if there was a way to like guarantee that this is always a space, but I guess that's not really true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space space 1, you know. Can't guarantee anything with the 1. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there. I don't think there's anything there. 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2. Yeah, and I can't get anything here because it's gonna go up or down. Nah, we already went over the 3 here. What about this 3? 1, 2 space 1, 2 space 1 space 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2 space 1, 2 space 1 space 1, 2, 3 space 1, blah blah blah. Or 1, 2 space 1 space 2 space 3 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I must have already checked that before. One spot away of being able to know that that I could like dot there for the 3 in the horizontal. Shame. It's a shame. Yeah, that is stinky. What about this? 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space 1, 2. Can't really guarantee that that's a 2, huh? Actually, hold on. Let's think about that. Even if this ended here and was 2 here, then that means this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At most. I think I can guarantee that. Because you can't, you know, even if the 5 ends here, space 1, 2 can't be. So it'd have to be 1, 2 or 1, 2. And either way, if it was here, then you do space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it was here in space, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Space 1, 2. Space. Or sorry, space 1, 2, 3, 4, space 1. Yeah. I think that's right. Again, this is all going off of guessing that these are 1s. That's where we're breaking off of here. So that does mean that this is a 3, which is good. Does mean this is a 6, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, space, space. That doesn't really give us much because 5 can still fit here or here, but it is something to note. And it did give us this. So I'll save state that shit. You want ice cream, raisin rum to be specific? I assume that was like a auto type thing. Raisin instead of rains. Good song. Okay, so that was pretty good discovery. I don't know if it gives us much else after though. 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that also would mean I can kind of extend that the other direction, right? 5 would end here, space 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1. So it's 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, which means this is a 1. which means this is a 3. Oh. Oh. Right? I think that's correct. Right? Yeah, because if 5 was here and ended space 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Which, yeah, 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4, or, you know, space 1, 2, 3, 4, space 1. Yeah. Which means 5 can't fit here. Not, you know, not huge stuff, but it is stuff. 1, 2, space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That also does go that. Okay. All right. I'm feeling slightly better. And the guess that I did wasn't like too crazy of a guess, right? It was just sort of guessing that these 1s are part of this chain of 11 instead of like, I don't know, some part of this 3. That said, still sort of at a stuck point now until I discover something else, but some pretty good finds there. If we could figure out like a block there, that would be perfect. Or at least, it actually wouldn't be, but it would still be nice. It would be appreciated. We still don't know if this is a 4 or a 1 vertically. I do definitely feel better about this, but still a long way to go, I guess. What just happened? Oh, just like an eBay thing. Trying to spoof me. Okay. All right, water. Actually, the good thing about this is that I know this is 1 is gone. So this has to be a 2. This could be a 2 or a 3. But I guess because I don't know which it is, 1, 2, space. Yeah, no. Yeah, because it could be 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, but it could also be 1, 2, 3, space. So, I don't think I can actually block this. But still, getting somewhere, maybe. Can I guarantee the 7? Probably not, right? 1 space, 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. No. Yeah, we gotta find another fucking secret thing. Still can't guarantee this is a 1 or 2. Can't guarantee this is 2 or part of the 11. This could end in a 1 still, alright? What about 1 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space, 1, 2, space, 1, 2, space, 1. Or 1 space, 1, 2, space, 1. Yeah, there's no way to figure out where those 2s are. I tried. No, we already checked the 11. 266, nothing's changed there. 6-2, still no, because it could be 6 here and then space 1-2. 1-1-1, nothing. 4-1-1 is like maybe with this. 4-1-2, no. 6-1, no. 1-1-6, no. 1 space, 2 space, 1, like, because this could be part of the 6, so can't really guess that. These ones are already covered. One 5 2 2. You're already looking at it. 3 4. Can't get anything. Shoutouts to God Hand. Honestly, I don't even know what... If you ask me what is the genre of this game, of God Hand, I don't know. I just know it has good music and it's in the playlist. That's all I know. That's all I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, space 1, space 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, space 1. There's so many things that it's like, I need one more piece of information to go off. So it's like, I almost want to consider doing save. I like want more save states. I don't want more save states. So that I can easily revert if I want to. You guys don't see anything, right? RPB, Vicious Havens. This one is, I feel kind of better about this one than the last time where I went off of guess. But, still. Not perfect. By any means. Man, this one feels like there you should be able to find something. Actually, I might be able to now, because 1, 2, space 1, space 2, space 3, space 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, space 1, 2, space 1, space 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. Hold on. That gave me something. 1, 2, space 1, 2, space 1, space 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, space 1. How do you not know how to play? I've taught it on stream many times on the simpler board. You're learning how to play right now. Oops, wrong button. I didn't kind of forgot there was a file select screen, if I'm gonna be honest. You're learning right now. Okay. Each number over here represents the number of holes that have to be punched out horizontally, right? So 5 have to be punched out horizontally here. Well, there's only 5 slots, so you know that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the numbers for these spots represent the columns. If there's multiple numbers, it means you go top down. So the first, let's start with this just one number. One number in this entire column has to be punched out. Well, we already have this one punched out. That means the rest get blocked. This one has 2 separate ones. So that means punch 1, then you gotta have a break. And then at some point here, there's another 1 that gets punched out. Let's continue that. Okay, 1, space, and then you need 3 punched out. Well, there's only 3 spots left, so there's 3. This one has to start with 3. 1, 2, 3, space, and then you have to punch out 1. There's only 1 spot left, so you punch it out. This one starts with 2 down, so 1, 2, and then the rest are empty. Alright, now let's check what else we have. So this 2 is already done horizontally. This 2 is done horizontally because you already got 2 here. This one is not. There's only 1 spot left anyway, but if there wasn't, if it was like this, we would know it has to be starting from here, 1, 2, because it has to be connected. Now you know how to play. And then it gets like this, where you have to do a lot of more advanced things. figuring out if something overlaps to then guarantee a spot and things like that. I feel like this row I might be able to get some stuff. So let's see. 1, 2, space, 1, 2, space, 1, space, 1, 2, 3, space, 1, space, 2, space, 3. I think this has to be a 2, so I think I can do that, which means this is here, and this is here, and this is here. That's pretty big, because that means that block's there, and then this is here and here. That's 2, means that's 11. Means that's like this. Oh, I guess technically, yeah, it is like that. And this is like this, and this is 5. This is 6. This is 1. This is 1. This one is already taken care of. This is 1. This is that. This is that. Okay, that means this has to be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Block that. This has to be a 1. That's 4. That's 2. Can't fit 2. Can't fit 2. Can't fit 2. Oh, this is already done vertically anyway. You get it, but still can't help. Yeah, I don't blame you for not being able to help. I just wanted to make sure you understood the rules, because I don't know. I feel like it'd be boring. Like, I don't know. I want you to be able to at least understand how the game works to some fashion. 5, 6. Yes. Means this is a 1, this is a 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is a 1. This is a 1. This is 11. This is a 1. This is gone. This can't be here. This can't be here. Alright, so now we have... Well, this can't be 2, so this has to be part of the 2. This has to be part of the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be a 4. It could be a 1. We don't know yet. This is a 1. This is a 1. This is 1. That means a 2 can't fit there, which means that's 2 here, which means 5 here, means 1 there. That could still be a 4. Wait, this has to be a 2. Oh, hold on. Go back. That's a 2. That means that's a 2, and that's a 1. Okay. This is gone. Yeah, I don't think that changes anything. Okay. 6, 1, 1. That's fine. Oop. 4. 1, 2. Okay, so that's there. This is a 1. This is a 1. This has to be a 1. This is a 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Means this is 6 here, which means 5 here. Block. Block. This has to be a 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Can't fit otherwise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that means this is 1, 2, 3, 4, which means 5. Means 1. Done. This looks like a good shape, by the way, so I think I might be on the right track here. Hopefully. Don't want to count it too early here, but 4, 1, or sorry, 2, 1, 4, 1, 1, 4. 5 can't fit here. It has to be 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, block all of this. This kind of, oh, this is like some sort of, you know, horse or steed or something with a saddle on its back. Calling it. Shit, I might actually be able to do this. Might be able to actually freaking pull this thing off. Alright. 1, 1, 2. 2, 1, 5, 1. Means this has to be 4. 1, 2, 3. Has to be 2, 1, 1, 1, 3. 1, 4, 5, 2. Has to be 5, and that's 1, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at most that way. That means 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2. Told you it's like a horse something, deer something, whatever. 3 space 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 1. Some creature. 1, 1, 2, so it can't be there. Alright, hold on. 1, 5, 2, 2, and then the 1 at the bottom. 3, 4, 2, 6, 1, 2, 1, 1, 6. I will look away for 20 seconds. Oh. Oh, I hope this looks really good though. This looks really good. My guess was so minimal too, so I'm glad that that seems to have been paying off. Hopefully the full thing comes together. It's looking good right now though. Looking good so far. I will say that much. Looking good so far. This is all ones, this is all ones, this is all ones, this is all ones, this is all ones. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So block, 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 pop, 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 pop. There we go. Okay. So this has to be a 2 downwards. Is 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. That means this is a 3. Block the rest. 5, 1, 2. This has to be a 2. This is a 2. This is a 2. Block these. That's 3. 3, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 7. This is 3 to start upwards. That means that's the 1, 2, 7. Has to be a 2. Get blocked. We don't direction block, block, leave. Has to be 2 there. 2, 11, 1. So block that and that. 6 and then 6. So that's at least connected. Block, block, block. 1, 2, 6. It looks like a goat or something with a, you know, a saddle on it or something. Okay, so 2, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, and then 2. 2, 1, 5, 1, 2, 1, and then 3. That means 1 and then 4. Means that's 2 here. This is a 2 here. Block this. This has to be 2 downwards. Can't fit a 2 there, so the other 2 has to be here, which means 2 there, 3 there, 3 there. Block, block. 1, 1, 2. 1, 2 that. 2 that. Start with 4, then a 1, then a 5, so 6 there. Block this. Block that. 2 there. It's a goat or a donkey or something. Or a horse. It's some sort of critter with a saddle. Probably a horse makes more sense, but it looks a little bit funky. It looks a little bit stiff, you know? It looks a little bit stiff. Snip that, send it to microwavy/Discord. Really happy I was able to get this though. that was like barely a guess. That's a bit of a confidence builder, not gonna lie. We could start this one. Don't know if I'll finish it or not, especially if it's as hard as the horse one, like the last one where I took 2 streams, but probably worth just getting started at least. I think 18 means there, because 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. That means this is a 1. Guarantee that for the 3, 2, 2, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's an 8. This is a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Block that. Because 1, 1, 3, 1. That's already done now. And that's done too. Horizontally, that can't fit because of the 6. So I think that at least guarantees that's 14 here, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's either down here or it's up here with a 2 at the end. This is already a 2 now, so I can block that, block that. Still leaves room for this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. This is a guaranteed 1. This one, I guess, isn't technically though, because it could be the 3. I can do similar guarantees with here and here and here. This starts with 4. So this is a. I guess that means this is guaranteed, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Yeah. That means that's 1 and then 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's pretty big. 1 space, 2 space, 3. So this is a guarantee, I think. Right? Because it's 3 1s vertical. So if you had 1 space, 2 space, 3, like it has to be a 1. So that means this is 8 and this is 8 here. Which means boom, boom, and bam. 3 here. 6 here. Does that give me, so that's 4. That's 17, right? Yeah, but 2 can't fit there, so that means here. Alright, so we got the right half going pretty well so far. This is here, which has to be the 3. And because that means that's the 1 now. So 1, 1, 3, and then this has to be part of the 2. Cool. 1, 1, 4. That could technically still be the 1. That could be the 6 or the 2. What else do we have? No. 1 space 1. I think this still has to be a 1, doesn't it? Don't all of these where there's 2 or more have to be 1s? Because you can't fit 1 space 1. It's already a 1 there. So I think these can all be guaranteed 1s except for this one, which is a 4. Can't guarantee. Could be below or high. But still, that's something. It does mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that actually gives us this completely. Means we get this whole column done. Boom. Also means this is part of 11, so smash that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Can guarantee that, which means 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1. This whole row is done now, which means that is a 1 and a 1, which means block, 1 and 1 block, 1 and 1 block. 4 is there, so this is 11. That means 4 here block. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This has to be 1s. 1 space, 2 space, 3 at minimum. 1 space, 2 space, 3. This one is a guaranteed 1. This is a 1 from that, which I guess means that. And that means this could be here. Then that means the other one has to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can block these. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So block that. We have 1, 2, 3 1s, so this has to be 2. I guess that means this is blocked then, huh? I guess that's not too crazy. This is going pretty quick so far. Still might not be able to finish it in time. The middle might be kind of ugly, but at least we got a nice base to build off of here. Got a nice base to build off of. How did I know these were ones again? Oh, because the horizontal. Yeah, so that means boom, boom. Not this one, actually. Not that one, not that one. Okay, but this one, yes, which means this is a 2. That means that's blocked and it's either up or down. Then that means this is also a 2. 1, 1, 2 in here, then another 2, and then a 1 somewhere up there. Okay, got it. This is 1 and then 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. That means this is either 2 or 6. Actually, it does have to be 6, doesn't it? Because 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, you can't fit the 6, so this just has to be 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't fit a 6 there. That means this is 4. Same rule here for the 7. I think this has to be 7, right? 1, 2, space, 1. Like, this just has to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at most. Block that. That means what? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't know. 6 and then 1, so this has to be 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. 3, 3, 2, 2, 5. That means 3 is there. This is 4 already. This is 4 already. This is 2 now. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is it? Yes. 6 and then 1. What else? What else? What else? What else? 1, 2, 3, 4 again. This is 1, 4, 2 can't fit, so 2 here, which means 5 goes at least to there. Okay, alright, alright. We're getting some shapeage. We're getting some form of shapes. Might actually have to think a little bit now, though. This is 4 here, so that means this is done. Okay. That means this is 2. That means this is 2. This is 2. 2. Block that because the 1's already there. This can't fit here. 1, 2, and 4, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 space. That means 1 here. Okay. 6, 1, 2 can't fit, so 2 has to be in there. Some capacity. 3 can't fit, 8 can't fit, so 3 has to be here. This has to be a 1. Right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So then this is 2 up or down. This has to be a 2. This is a 2. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Nice. Can I guarantee this 8 yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so we get some pieces. We have 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this is a 1. 1, 1, 5. Okay, that's nice. Right? 1, 1, 5. Yep. This has to be part of a 3. Which means, yeah, the rest is done because it's 3, 3, 2, 1. We already have the 2, 1 and the far 3. Okay. That means this is the 2 because we already have 1, 3, and then this is already 2 dots. So that means this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means vertical, that's the 2. I guess we don't know that yet, technically. Don't know that, technically. Don't know that, technically. This is a 1, though, which means this is 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means block these, which means that is 3 1s, 3 1s, 3 1s. What are we looking at here? I'm not sure what this is yet. Okay. There's one more 1 somewhere in this vertical. You gotta figure out this 2 for this one. This has another 2 and a 1. This has another 3. This has some more 1s. I don't know the number. This has another 1 and a 2. This is already 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's fine. This could be the 3, or it could be 1, 2, 3 space 1. But here vertically 1, 1, 1. Everything has to be a 1. So that means we have 1, 2. We have 1. So this has to be 3 then, I'm pretty sure, and this has to be a 1. Yeah. That means this is 4, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 2. That means this is 2 this way, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 2. This is a 3. I think. This is a 1. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, somewhere in here, then the 3. This is horizontal 1, 6, 3, so that's the other 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has to be here or here. Which it can be there. It could also be here with a 1. This is either a 1 or a 7. 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, space 1. The 1 is in there as well. We got 1, 1, 2, then a 1 somewhere. Wait, what about this? 1, 2, 4. Alright, there we go. 2, 1. That's gone now because we got 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. Yep. 5, 2, 1, 1, 1. Yep. 6, 4. So that has to be 4 here. 1, 1, 1, 2, and then a 1 in here somewhere. Can it be any of them? Yeah, it could be either of them, I think. It's 4, 2, and then 1's horizontal, 2, 3, and then 1 horizontal. Yeah. Alright, so this area will have to take a little bit of finagling. Are these shoes or no? No, I don't think so. For half a second, I thought maybe, but then I thought about it a little more, and I don't think so. Alright, this is a 1, because everything in this column is 1s. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. This is a guaranteed 2. What about here? 1, 1, 1, then 2. So that's the 4. That means this is 1 here. That makes sense. This is a 5. The story of the girl who something around the whole world. Can't be a 3 there. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. That means 2. That means blank. That means the other 2 is here, which means block all of that because 2, 4, 4, 3. Yes, sir. 2, 2. Sorry. 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. So I need a 2 there. 1, 2, 2, 1. 7 is in here. That means this is a 1, which means block and block, which means 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4, 1, 1, 1. And then the 2 over here. 2 can't fit there, so it has to be 2 there. It means 7 here. Dun, 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 dun. That's a 2. This is a 2. This can't be here. This has to be a 1. This has to be a 2. This has to be part of a 3. Can block that. 1, 2, 3. Block that. This is 2. Can't be there. Already taken care of. This is a 1. This is a 1. Block that now. That's done. That's done. What is this thing? Okay. Gotta be able to figure this out, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, has to be here. Means block that. 2 here, 2 here. Alright, what is this? It kind of looks like it could be a person, but like wrapped up or something. It could also be like food. It could be like there's like I don't want to do like this could be the parts that are kind of like this could be arms, and then like the head with the eyes. But then I don't know, like, what else, like, what is the thing surrounding the person? Also, that was fucking fast. for a special, for an S, that was fast. But I have no idea what this is. I'm looking for some guesses here. Before we finish off. But maybe it's just too hard. With color? Okay, so I was right, I think, in terms of being a person and those things were arms. Green is interesting. Okay, that does not help me understand what that is. Definitely a person doing something, but is it a baby? But then what's it in? A crib? Weird. It's a weird one. Freaking well timed though. Baby in a basket? Okay. I guess I can see it. The basket is weird though. The pink on the cheek does allude more to the baby thing, like you said though. But look at that, 14 minutes versus 45. That might have been my fastest clear of any. Oh no, okay, 12. But how is this a special? Look at that thing. I guess it kind of was, if I remember. I remember it being kind of annoying, but 14. So this is the second fastest clear in all of the specials so far. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I guess this one was just easy, or maybe I found some line, whatever it was. I don't know. I don't know what it was I did, but that was pretty sweet. Make sure it's saved. It is saved. Whew. I will look away from the screen after, because... Man, that shit was well timed, huh? It's almost like I planned it. I didn't, but it's almost like I did, huh? It's almost like I did. I didn't, but it's almost like I did. So yeah, the Unity game was fun, though it was, you know, chill. But chill was good, too. Friday. New cereal? New cereals, maybe even? New cereal alert? New cereal alert? And then after the cereal, maybe do another Unity game, or who knows. I think it'd probably be a good idea to do another, like, get another one of those Unity games in after cereal, but I think cereal time on Friday here, coming up. So that'll be good. And yeah, lots of things. I need to fucking change emotes back. I need to apparently check if I have follower emotes or animated emotes. There's too many things. Too many things I gotta do. I want to get a video out. Yeah, this is just a lot. I want to work on meme ideas. There's too many things. There's too many things. But nonetheless, thanks for hanging out, boys. Hope you had a chill time. And yeah, I will see you on Friday. Hopefully my foot feels better by then. I'm probably actually gonna ice it after this. Well, I'm gonna stretch and then I'm gonna ice it while writing stream summary and such. So hopefully, and also hopefully the storm we get is not too bad. But see ya.